A Napa guy knows not to judge a man by his car's multicolored paint job or absence of modern gadgetry. Who cares if it's technically old enough to vote and the windows are powered by the strength of your left arm? Your monthly payment is zero, and it'll stay that way. Because with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. She may not be pretty, but she's all yours. That's Napa know-how.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
Tuning in with me to another edition of True Capitalist Radio. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Like I said at the beginning of the program, it is episode number 101 for all the folks that are keeping track. 101 episodes. And for you folks that were lucky enough to participate in the 100th episode, in my personal opinion, it could have gone better. But, we were just ad-libbing. We were just going with the flow. And sometimes when you go with the flow, it goes into spontaneous directions and causes spontaneous erections or whatever the case might be. So anyway, my apologies for, not a bigger and better show. But once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me right now. Before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please retweet the broadcast right now. All right? Go to the forums, go to the blogs, go to the social networks, and, of course, spread it around like wildfire. And let everybody know that we're in effect into the house today and every Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. Central Standard U.S. time. Anyway, folks, another helter-skelter day in the markets for all the folks that, have any kind of interest in the markets. We saw some negative numbers in the beginning, saw some positive numbers in the mid to late day, and once again, a humongous sell-off. It's just, once again, impulsive investor chumps that are now in the markets today. They have no idea, all right? No idea what to do when it comes to investing into the fundamentals of certain corporations. I mean, this game's very easy. Warren Buffett, I hate to keep reiterating on this old man, this is a man who is a billionaire, second richest man in the world based upon trading equities. And the fundamentals of his investment strategy is long-term investment is key, making sure that the equities that you're investing in have, he didn't say this is my fundamentals, but if you look at the long-term portfolio of Warren Buffett within his career of trading, you'll see that he was long-term invested when things were on their downfall, when he knew that there was demand, profit, and good fundamentals outlaying the equity in question, whatever he decided to invest in. So once again, we're seeing volatile markets in today's equities markets because of low volume. Not too many people are trading out here. Not to mention, you got a lot of people cashing out. You got a lot of people, shaking in their damn nards, for Christ's sake. It's horrible. But anyway, let me get through the markets here. Once again, long-term investors reign supreme. Whenever I see down markets like this, I start restructuring my long-term strategies. I start looking for low points in stocks that, once again, encompass the three keys to success: good fundamentals, demand, and profit. And as long as those companies encompass those three key elements, you should be successful in the long term, baby. Don't be running away from the market when everybody else is. That's when people like Warren Buffett and all these other big shots go right in. So anyway, let's go through the markets here, and I want to take your call. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Dow Jones Industrials closes out today at 12,248.50. God damn! I mean, it's down 41.59 points, a percentage decrease of 0.34%. S&P 500 closed out flat today with a modest decrease of 1.61 points, percentage decrease of 0.12%, closing out today at 1,312.94 points. The NASDAQ was the only thing that saw anything on the positive side, and the NASDAQ, of course, closed out on the increase for some reason. I guess it's based upon a lot of speculation on Groupon's IPO. You got a new kind of a mini tech boom happening here right before our very eyes, folks. So I'd keep my eyes on that. But once again, modestly on the upside, increase of 4.12 points, a percentage increase of 0.15, and the NASDAQ closes out today at 2,773.31 points. And, like I said, folks, I mean, the reason that we're seeing such high volatility, swings in stocks that are based upon no news, no type of sentiment, no type of news releases by the companies. You've got the shorts, and you've got the goddamn day traders and the options traders manipulating this market based upon this low volume. It is a day traders and shorts market if you happen to have the assets available to be able to participate in these types of financial instruments. But if you don't, my personal opinion, all right, my personal opinion should be to just go in for the long term, go into the low end. I would be looking at small to mid-cap stocks that are in their low end right now. What's unfortunate about a high volatility market is if you invest in blue chips, whatever in the Dow Jones Industrial Composite, you are running the risk of this high volatility hitting your pocketbook at whatever rate of stock price that you purchased these equities at. And right now, when you want to just get things on their low, I just hate to keep reiterating this because I see the volatility of the markets. There's a lot of people out here running scared. They're trading like 4-year-old schoolgirls. There's no fundamentals anymore in investing. You see the equities markets down. You think that the commodities would be up or metals would be up. It's absolutely the opposite. I mean, the fundamentals have gone completely off the charts, and we have to blame, folks, not only the investor sentiment of being, pussy whipped and a lack of balls in the investment community, but we also have to blame the government for continuously just devaluing the American dollar. We're going to talk about this here in a second, but we got these assholes in Washington pussyfooting around with increasing the debt ceiling. You've got the Republicans claiming that they don't want to increase the debt ceiling unless there's some quote-unquote cuts. But let me tell you, the cuts that they are proposing isn't jack. It isn't nothing, all right? I mean, it is purely cosmetic. And the reason that the Democrats are playing hardball is because they know that if the United States defaults, it's only going to create the United States masses more and more dependent on government. Because you have to understand, I don't think people understand the seriousness of the United States defaulting on its debt. It would not only throw the United States economy into a whirlwind, it would completely. I couldn't even imagine. I mean, we all witnessed 2008 when the financial collapse happened globally. I think that would make that into somewhat of a day in the park, in my personal opinion, because the whole world is based upon the American economy. The whole world is based upon American multinational corporations. And if we, as the American government, the most secure, was supposed to be the most secure currency, the most secure country, a country that, fulfills on their financial obligations, so on and so forth, if we default on our deficits, I couldn't even imagine what's going to happen. And this is what's really driving the markets kind of zigzaggy, if you will. The devaluing of whether they increase the debt ceiling, it's devaluing the currency. If they don't increase the debt ceiling, we're going to default, and who the hell knows what's going to happen. So keep your eye on this. Let me get through the goddamn commodities and take your calls here. I mean, it's just, you can tell that there's a lot of things that investors and people that are holding on to their assets need to start realizing, that diversity is key in uncertainty. Brent crude oil is up today $1.34, it increased $1.34, a percentage increase of 1.17%, closing out today at $115.87 per barrel of Brent crude oil. We've got gasoline futures up modestly $1.50. We've got heating oil up $4.44. We've got natural gas futures. What the hell's going on with natural gas? I mean, it is spiking dramatically. If you would have bought in the futures market or made some natural gas plays in some fashion, ETFs or stocks, you should have seen the plays or the gains that the futures markets have been witnessing here. I mean, we've been seeing about 3.2% jumps on consistent days out here in the natural gas futures market. Today it's up 3.24%, an increase of 15 cents, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, that's not peanuts. All right, I mean, and then last but not least, WTI sweet crude, folks, which is the crude oil that's consumed by North America. That right there is why we're seeing the bad economic downturn in this so-called recovery. I know there's a lot of people out there. This is another thing that's, confusing investor sentiment, is they're thinking that this is going to be a double-dip recession. And what have I been saying throughout the whole time of this True Capitalist radio broadcast? You can look back in the archive, folks, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. I've been talking about WTI sweet crude being the key on whether or not we were going to see an actual recovery or we were going to see a double-dip recession. And for months there, we were seeing over $100 barrel of WTI, and unfortunately it relayed itself onto the consumer. Not only did it relay itself onto the consumer based upon the gas pumps, the means of production, it took a lot more energy for them, or a lot more energy cost for them to sustain themselves, but the transportation of goods from one place to another. So all this has just, really increased the goddamn price of oil, and as a result, this is why you only had a 38,000 job increase in the private sector last month, because we've been sustaining these levels of WTI at over $100 for too long. And once again, it is $100.82 per barrel of WTI sweet crude, an increase of 53 cents for heaven's sake. Agriculture, we got canola futures up $4.80. Cocoa futures cocoa futures down. They're down $49. We've got coffee futures after dramatic sell-offs yesterday. We got bottom feeders coming in today. Coffee is up $5.30, a percentage increase of 2.07%. Corn futures are up $8, and I hate that crap. We got cotton futures up $1.96. I mean, give me a break. I mean, everybody's buying threads, huh? I mean, Jesus Christ, have you seen what is deemed chic in today's male attire? It's a bunch of fruity-ass garbage, man. 8 times too small, putting on the guy's torso, showing off man boobs. It's ridiculous. And it looks like these stupid clothes are going to go up in price, and these idiots are still going to buy them. Anyway, we got wheat futures up $17.50, sugar up $1.06. And let me tell you, that's a big increase for sugar in the futures market, man. $1.06 is a 4.72% increase today in sugar alone. So let's see how that relays into a whole bunch of other commodities. We got soybean future up $20 also. That's an increase of 1.50%. We got lumber down modestly $4. We've got oat futures down $3. Soybean oil futures up 48 cents modestly. And wool, I mean, Jesus Christ, what's up with wool, for Christ's sake? What the hell's up with wool? I mean, we've been reporting wool going up the roof. It's up another $12, for Christ's sake. What the hell's everybody doing with the wool? I mean, what did bull dykes come into the market and just say, oh, yeah, I like wool? I mean, it's just, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'm just upset that I didn't get into that play there, somehow maneuver some of the assets into, getting some of these gains out there in the wool market. But once again, folks, like I've said, if you believe that in the fundamentals of the traditional investment mindset and you look at the equities market and see it down, conventionally you would think that the metals market would be up, right? Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Copper down 45 cents today. Gold down $8.80 today. Closing out today at $1,534, $1,534.40 per troy ounce. Now, silver is what took the major, backhand of the market here. I mean, you would think that equities are down, you would have the investors going into supposed sound investments to hedge against inflation over here. I mean, I don't get it, but once again, silver is down $1.51, a percentage decrease of, get this, 4.03% on the day for Christ. I mean, give me a goddamn break. I mean, can you investors take your heads out of your ass, for Christ's sake? I mean, it looks like you don't know shit from Shinola. And excuse my French out here, but, I mean, are you looking at this? I mean, are you looking at any chart of any stock or any chart of any commodity, just a day chart, and take a look at the choppy waves based upon nothing? There's no news. There's no nothing. I mean, the goddamn volatility is just unbelievable, and it's pathetic, and there's no use for it whatsoever. But you see, if you're a day trader or a shorter, I mean, this is right up your alley, you know? I mean, these types of volatile markets are right up your alley, and unfortunately, you've got capitalists out here who are working people who don't have the new government requirement of $25,000 plus a margin account to legally participate in day trading, which is the most ridiculous garbage I've ever heard in my life. And why did they put this stupid rule? Because, it's obvious by this rule that they blame the American people for the crash of 2008. I kid you not. All right, I kid you not. I'm not joking. This is a law. You have to have $25,000 and then a margin account. And what's a margin account? That means you have to put that $25,000 on credit, and then you can go out and trade, for Christ's sake. It's just unbelievably pathetic. Everybody should be writing their goddamn congressmen and their senators and say we need to lift this law when everybody's out here, looking for, some kind of employment, some kind of a sustainable income. The American people could be taking advantage of the volatility and day trading in the markets, even if they only have $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. I mean, they could ride the waves of this volatility. In the morning, they could buy a stock. It rises 10 cents by 12 o'clock. They're out of it. I mean, that's a big gain right there. I mean, I don't understand why the average American capitalist, the average American worker cannot participate in pattern trading. This right here is class warfare implemented by the liberal regime. You know it, and I know it. All right? This is the liberal regime trying to make the American public more and more dependent on the government. I mean, who does this law benefit? Oh, you got to have $25,000 and a margin account so you can participate in pattern day trading. Who does that benefit? It benefits the rich assholes here. And let me tell you, I'm rich, all right? I'm rich, don't get me wrong. But I don't like being rich based upon the fact that you've got these goddamn liberals over-regulating out here, and the only reason that I'm able to do this is because you got to kind of bob and weave around regulation. I mean, nothing illegal, nothing unethical whatsoever, but you have to go pay these asshole lawyers. You got to pay these asshole tax consultants. You got to pay all these idiots to be able to make sure that you can actually make a buck, even though you're getting taxed to hell. You got to, know how to maneuver assets, so on and so forth. I think it's disgraceful, man. But just to prove to you that Obama's America, the yes we can and the change and all those mantras that this guy was touting in 2008, we're seeing lower earnings all across the board. This is what's driving the market down today in general, was the low earnings in the retail sector. Gap, believe it or not, is just completely tanking here within the past couple of weeks because they have put out bad numbers. The Gap, believe it or not, and the Gap not only owns the Gap, they own Old Navy, they own Banana Republic. All right, I mean, you take a look at these other retailers that aren't, panning out fairly well, that actually retail to the general public. They're not meeting up to the street's expectations, But you know who is? The rich companies. And I've been saying this, folks, just by looking at the market and looking at who's making profits in the retail sector and who isn't, shows you that in today's Obama America, there's rich and there's poor. The middle class has been decimated, and you can't blame anybody else but this liberal regime that's in power today. And let me just underscore this, and we'll move on. Saks Fifth Avenue, which I don't know if you've ever been to a Saks Fifth Avenue. I mean, you have to drop about $2,000 a suit, and $300 a belt, and $900 a pair of shoes. That sort of thing. Saks Fifth Avenue, which is a high-end retail store, posted better than expected earnings, profits up 20% on the quarter. Now, can you explain to me, when all these other retailers that are supposed to be retailing to the general public are out here losing and not meeting up to the street's expectations out here in a supposed downed economy? You've got Saks Fifth Avenue, upping their profits for the quarter for 20%. I mean, this shows the discrepancy that's happening in our country here. All right? It's disgusting, and this damn government is to blame for it. The policies, the things that were done by Barack Obama, this government, the liberal regime, not only the liberal regime, but the asshole Republicans that were in power during this time, all these assholes, all of them. Anyway, let me get through the market here. I'm sorry. I just get pissed out here, man. I'm pissed. Because, look, I mean, we've been talking about this forever, man. Williams and Sonoma. Have you ever been into a Williams and Sonoma? I have. I actually like to cook. So, I'm the asshole who's paying $150 for a frying pan and, that garbage. But this is another company that posted better than expected earnings this past quarter. I mean, it's all these rich companies that are just exuberant in their prices. They are beating the street's expectations. And why? Because I'll break it down to you like this, folks. It's because of this goddamn liberal regime that continues to pacify and stagnate human progress in this country by allowing these disgusting entitlements to stupefy and dumb down America. I'm talking about making baby-making into big business for single mothers. I'm talking about this goddamn unlimited amount of what was this called? That unlimited amount of goddamn entitlements for unemployment insurance. I mean, there's one asshole that I read out there has been collecting unemployment insurance for 1.5 years, for Christ's sake. And all he does is go in, he makes sure he makes a jackass out of himself in any interview, because you have to be able to show on paper that you're actually going out and pursuing a job. These guys are they're using and abusing this nonsense, man. And they actually think that they're getting one over on the government. That's what gets me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm pissed for paying for the so-called Poe in America. But they actually think that they're actually getting over, when in actuality they're subjugating themselves. And then they look at me with a sour scowl when I go into the supermarket and I'm getting slabs of T-bones, baby. I'm getting sirloin steaks. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting prime rib, baby. You know what I'm talking about? And these people are looking at me like I just took a dump on their kid or something, because I'm paying for these food products out of my pocket. They look at my basket. They look at me. I mean, it's a disgrace. It's a disgraceful America, what this liberal regime has turned this into. It's disgraceful. Anyway, speaking of T-bone steaks, live cattle futures are down modestly today, 7 cents. Cattle feeder futures are up 2 cents. And lean hog futures, for all you fat ham bone lovers, it's down 95 cents today. And that's the markets for your ass, folks. And I'm sorry for taking so long about it, but I know there's a lot of investors wondering what the hell's going on out here. I mean, they look in the morning, it's up. They look in the morning, it's down. They look in the afternoon, it's up. They look at the end of the market, it's down. It's just a helter-skelter market. And once again, like I said, long-term investment reigns supreme here, folks. But before we get into anything else, what we were talking about is these goddamn politicians in Washington that are playing politics with the debt ceiling. Once again, for all you folks that are unaware, the Congress has to pass a bill that will allow the American government to extend its line of credit. That's what that means, the debt ceiling. Well, these assholes in Washington are all clamoring at making a political name for themselves by being the so-called cutter or being the so-called savior of programs. Now, the assholes like John Boehner and Santorum and Paul Ryan, these ass clowns want to be known as the cutters. Yeah, we're cutting spending here. That's what we're doing. We're cutting spending. And you've got the other people like Anthony, send my wiener over the Twitter wiener, Chuck kick the American people in the balls Schumer, and all these other leftists on the left. These people are like, no, we're saving this. We're not going to allow you to cut this. We're saving programs. It's disgusting, man. This government in America is pathetic. It's really pathetic, and the reason it's pathetic is because the people are pathetic. The general American masses are pathetic, and they refuse to lift themselves out of their own subjugation. They refuse to understand that they have a goddamn responsibility politically, economically, and socially, for Christ's sake. I mean, get it through your goddamn thick skulls, you milky-licking piece of nipple-clamp-loving fruit bowl garbage. Jesus Christ, man. The American people sometimes are a bigger disappointment than Slipknot when they came out crying like bitches when their fat bassist died of a goddamn drug overdose. I mean, give me a goddamn break, for Christ's sake. Anyway, let me take some calls here. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I want to hear from you. All right? I want to hear from you. What do you got to say about this? All right? I mean, this is the debt ceiling. It needs to be raised regardless of what you think fiscally. I agree that we do need to cut spending, but let's really cut spending, right-wingers. Let's start cutting this goddamn Social Security that you idiots don't even want to touch anymore because you're afraid these seniors won't elect your ass in anymore. It's crap. It's garbage. All right? Let's talk about cutting this goddamn Medicaid and Medicare that's funding these fucking hover-rounds, excuse my French, these damn hover-rounds, for these fat asses so they can, roll around shopping centers and then whenever they back up, they sound like a goddamn garbage truck. I mean, and we as regular everyday citizens, if we get pissed and slap these idiots, they're entitlement-ridden bastards. They'll go right to their personal injury attorney and drain more money out of our pocketbook because you gave these idiots a bitch slap. Anyway, I'm sorry. It's just disgraceful. And Social Security is not good. All right, it's not good because any of you young kids that are under the age of 50, you're never going to see it. All right. Never going to see it ever. So I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869. We've got 586. What's up?
What's going on, Ghost?
How's it going, man?
Man, I'm pretty pissed off. I was just listening to the radio, and I heard a story that they're trying to let food stamps be used at fast food places now.
Oh, you didn't know that? I mean, are you kidding me? I think the Olive Garden takes the food card. Are you kidding me? And this has not been, something of a secret. I mean, there's assholes that, can literally go in and, get to the fast food. Hey, come on down here and get your goddamn food here and get yourself a bucket of sloth and a bucket of crap or whatever the crap might. I mean, why do you think these restaurants, these commercial restaurants, are starting to go downhill? Because they're catering to these losers. I mean, we got 2 for $20, baby. We got 2 for $20 over here at Applebee's, baby. We got 2 for $20 over here at TGI Fridays, baby. 2 for $20? Are you kidding me? I mean, what are you getting for 2 for $20? It's ridiculous. I mean, you were unaware that food cards were being used in the fast food joints?
Well, yes, I was, because I just heard a story on the radio that Congress is trying to pass a law to allow it.
Well, they're doing it. I mean, there's places out here in Texas that do it. I mean, I know they're doing it. It's a sad day when the food card becomes a mechanism of must. When, in this day and age of opportunity and the potential for prosperity, the American general mass just seems to just sit on its thumb while they look, harshly upon illegal immigrants who are coming in. And since the American people are sitting on their fat asses, they're not going to do anything. You got illegal immigrants, legal immigrants are coming in. They're building businesses. I don't think it's a coincidence that every time that you have to pay at the pump, you got to pay somebody of foreign descent, whether Arab, Indian, or Korean. Korean, I don't think it's a coincidence that you're starting to see more, Chinese restaurants, Thai restaurants, Vietnamese restaurants. I mean, these are immigrants that are being successful. I mean, these are successful immigrants that are branching out, that are making goddamn franchise businesses out of this crap, like the Panda Express and all this other nonsense, man. Meanwhile, you got the American people. The American people are sitting on their fat ass, guzzling down whatever they can buy on the goddamn food card, having no integrity, no pride whatsoever to go out there and prosper. They love being stagnant. It's like a pig in a pig pen, for Christ's sake, that eats and sleeps in its own crap. I mean, that's what we're doing. That's what we're witnessing here in America, for Christ's sake. It's horrible. I mean, what do you think about it? What's your personal opinion about it, 586?
I want to know how the hell are these poor people so fucking fat?
They're fat because our tax dollars, all right, are paying for these food cards. Not to mention that, do you think that they're actually going out and buying, vegetables and fruits and, I mean, hell no. Hell no. I mean, have you seen these kids in the ghetto, for Christ's sake? I feel sorry for these kids in the ghetto, the barrio, white trailer parks. I feel sorry for these kids because they're only fed what their parents feed them. And they feed them the dollar menu. They feed them the crap, ramen noodles. I mean, just the utter processed crap, all right? Utter processed garbage. And then what are the parents doing? The people that are actually getting the food card, they're the ones getting the steaks. They're the ones getting the perks out here. I'm telling you right now, everybody who is being raised on a goddamn entitlement is not taking care of their children. All right? They're not taking care of their children. You know it and I know it. I mean, and feeding them is, here's a couple of burgers that were $1. Here's a couple of burgers here. 2,000 calories down your gullet, for Christ's sake, while you're a growing human being, while you're a growing child, when you need nutrients, when you need, appropriate beef instead of whatever the hell they're serving in the goddamn fast food joints. Haven't you noticed that a lot of these fast food joints don't advertise the word beef? They always say, hey, 2 juicy all-meat patties, all-meat patties. You want to know why they're saying meat patties? Because it's not cow. It's not a freaking cow. It could be anything in there. You better make sure that you eat a burger, you better make sure that they are advertising beef. And if it isn't beef and they're still, selling it as a cow product, it's sue their ass. Sue their goddamn ass. And you think the dollar menu is made of beef? Honestly, you think that? I mean, you think the dollar menu is made of beef and actual chicken? Absolutely not. Come on, you know it and I know it. Anyway, 586, man, I thank you for calling. And let me tell you, I'm just as pissed off as you are. I'm just as pissed off as you are about these fat jelly asses supposed to be Poe in America. They're out here waddling their fat asses up and down the white trailer parks, up and down the black ghettos and the Mexican barrios, and yet they come out here and they're like, baby, I'm Poe in America, baby. I'm Poe in America. I my kids, baby. I need more government entitlement to my kid, baby. Give me a goddamn break. Anyway, who else we got going on in here? 646-652-4869. We're supposed to be talking about these assholes in Washington, these soulless cash whores that are supposed to be debating on whether or not they're going to raise the debt limit. They should be raising the debt limit, but of course you've got these wannabe hard asses on the right claiming that they want to cut spending, which all the spending that they have initiated is purely cosmetic. You know it and I know it. They're just trying to make themselves look, they're trying to make their political schlong heads look bigger than it actually is. And then you've got the so-called saviors on the left that want to save the spending cuts. You can't cut spending. We're going to save those people. We're going to save those programs. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's take some more calls here. We got 732. What up?
Hi, capitalism is a system in which all wealth and power is held by a tiny group of billionaires
Hey, we don't want to hear you reading something off of a goddamn website, 732. Why don't you give us your opinion? If you don't like capitalism, why don't you give us your opinion on the matter and not regurgitate what somebody else wrote down? Can you do that? Can you come up with an original thought on this subject?
Yes.
Go
ahead. Would you like to raise Mudkip and be jealous?
Yeah. You see, right when you call these idiots out, you see, he wanted to look smart and intelligent and regurgitate something that he read on Wikipedia. And then once you call these stupid assholes out on it, when they realize that they don't have an opinion, they're just some obnoxious, stupid, mindless imbecile that has been drugged out on Ritalin and Prozac, and instead of thinking cognitively, they're just kind of going with whatever feels good. When you call them out and try to put their intellectual prowess on the table, what happens? Mudkips, barrel roll. That's what I thought, boy. That's exactly what I thought. You still there, or are you going to actually try and attempt? He's probably looking up something right now on Google. He's probably going to read somebody's forum post or something. But are you there? Go ahead, 732. Instead of mudkipping, since you're sitting over here, you were reading some kind of communist garbage about capitalism. Why don't you give us your own opinion about it? All right? Come on, 732. Don't be a chicken shit-eating corn boy. Come on.
I just want to raise Mudkip with you, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying, folks? This is America. I mean, I know people think that I'm just, pulling these callers and telling them to call. Look, this is it. This is a young child here that's about maybe in his late teens. That he's a mindless moron. He's going to go to college, learn absolutely nothing. He's going to indebt himself $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. And that's before he even gets into the employment game. And once he finds out that out here in America there's nothing but service industry-oriented work, this idiot's going to be like, man, I shouldn't have done a mudkip. I shouldn't have done a barrel roll. Yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ. Get this idiot, get that stupid piece of crap off me. Get him off, for Christ's sake. You see, man, I mean, there's nobody with any original thought, any original ideas out here anymore. I mean, is this thing on? I mean, is this thing goddamn on, for Christ's sake? Jesus Christ. Where's my drink? Give me a drink, for Christ's sake. Got a drink right here. I'm drinking, like I said, the last of the Johnny Walker Blue Label, baby. $400. You got to love it because I've got to have it. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and take a swig of this crap. Oh, man, that's some good stuff, man. Woo! Anyway, we're going to spend a couple of more minutes on this debt ceiling thing, and then we're going to go into Wienergate. But once again, I think this is very important. People need to realize what these scumbags in Washington are doing right now. They're just pussyfooting around when they should be worried about the fiscal future of this country. I mean, you don't understand. I know there's a lot of idiots that are like, oh, you know what, who cares if we default on our debt? Who cares? Well, let me tell you, not only would we be affected as far as a possible depression situation, but the whole world could be afflicted. The whole world could be afflicted, and they're going to blame us. All right? They're going to blame us, the American imbecilic public, for not being fiscally responsible since we were the supposed economic leaders of the world to not, make sure that this economic system stays afloat and competent. And it's really disgusting what's happening, man. It's a classic, classic. Hey, I don't know what I'm gonna do, baby. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, that's what it is, man. Anyway, let's take some more callers here. We got 404. What's up?
Ghost, what's going on, man? Billy D.
Hey, what's going on? We got Billy D. Williams in the house, man. What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. Just wanted to get your thoughts. I don't know if you've mentioned it or not yet, but Groupon mentioned they were coming out with that $750 million IPO. And
I know.
I
mentioned it briefly in the beginning that, the reason that we probably saw a modest gain, and it was a very modest gain in the NASDAQ, was because of the Groupon.org IPO announcement.
Right. Is this whole thing not starting to sound like a, tech bubble part 2 coming up to you, or what?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? I mean, and let me tell you, people that buy into this tech hype, be very, very careful. I mean, I'm holding small cap stocks that got like, $25, $50 million on hand. I mean, they got cash on hand for rainy days, and these companies have nothing. They have nothing. They've made no profits, and all speculation, just like the old tech bubble. And as we saw with LinkedIn was supposed to go out initially for $30 an IPO, then it went up to $48. Then they finally released it to the market at, what, $72 a share. The damn thing went up to 108, 109. I would have hated to have been that bastard that bought it 109. And now it's down, what, 80, 90? Let me look at the goddamn chart on that. What is it, LinkedIn here? Whatever it is, I mean, it's a shame, man. It's a goddamn shame that, these idiots are just losing their wits when it comes to the fundamentals of the markets, man. I mean, they're losing it.
Yeah, it'll just be interesting, I think.
It's what is it? Today, right now, it's at $78.63. I mean, it's even lower than I anticipated. I thought it was like $80.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting once you finally see Twitter or I think you're going to see Twitter and Facebook eventually do it, and it's just going to be hilarious, to watch this stuff. Especially, you're going to get a lot of, I think, brainless assholes that are going to invest in Facebook just because, they put their photos of, their birthday party or grandma water skiing or whatever out there, so they think it's a good deal.
Absolutely. So. Not to mention that, do we not forget, I guess everybody forgot about MySpace. Remember when MySpace was king? Nobody that I knew didn't have one of these, little MySpace profiles. And then before you know it, this damn MySpace went out to pasture, and all of a sudden Facebook reigned supreme. I mean, it's just, I just think that people will eventually get tired of Facebook. I think that Facebook, doesn't really provide anything other than, like you said, a bunch of pompous fluff of people trying to show these makeshift pictures of them smiling with a 40 ounce in their hand, or snorting cocaine off a chick's ass, or grandma's picnic, or whatever they're putting on there. I mean, that content is rather limited, and at the same time, I think the consumer's going to catch wind of Mark Zuckerberg and knowing what this guy's doing with their psychographic and demographic and personal data. Right.
Well. Anyways, I just wanted to say, great show. I loved episode 100, and here's to another 100 more, but I love the prank calls late in the show yesterday, man. Those were fucking classic.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Hey, you want to give any shout-outs or anything, man?
No shout-outs, man. Just hanging in there. Been busy working, but I'll continue to listen to you, and even if I'm catching in archives, I'll continue to shout out to you every once in a while, man. But keep capitalizing.
Don't worry about it, man. Keep working, man. Thanks for calling.
All right, take it easy.
Yeah, take it easy, man. That's Billy D. Williams, folks. All right, an avid listener, avid caller, and, of course, a member of the Capitalist Army. And for all you folks that are unfamiliar with the Capitalist Army, well, you need to go and get yourself well aware of it, baby. All right, join now. We're looking for a few good men and women to join the Capitalist Army. And, of course, it's an exclusive membership. We're not just having anybody and any schmuck come into the Capitalist Army out here. All right, what we're asking is true capitalists, no matter where you are in the world, all right, we want you to join the Capitalist Army here. No BS, all right? I mean, the www.capitalistarmy.com. All right, there's the website on the chat room for all the folks that are live, and, of course, for those that are in the archive. It should be on the front page there of my profile, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. But anyway, let's go ahead and take some more calls. 727, what's going on, man? It's good to hear from you.
Hey, I don't know, a few things. So Barack and Michelle Obama are funding obesity?
Yeah, they're funding obesity, yep. I mean, this is what this food cart crap is doing, man. Even though Michelle, even though she looks like a man, baby, she's out here trying to flex her guns and trying to tell everybody, how to be fit, how to do this, how to do that. Meanwhile, the regime out here is allowing these people to go out and just get fat in the ass. I mean, how do you think we got this epidemic, right?
which is another transfer of wealth ploy, because me and you got to pay a nickel more when we go through the drive-thru because they had to put up the calorie content of everything they sell. That costs them money to revamp their signs and all that other stuff. So they raise the cost of their products. So middle-class America and the rest of us have to pay more for the food now, but at the same time, the poor don't have to because we're just going to give them food stamps anyway. So.
It's just disgusting, man, and it's this regime that is causing all this. What's unfortunate is that the regime has done so much because they have so much control over the public with education. They're now, employing a lot of the general public. You've got them, basically collecting entitlements. I just think that, we're far too gone. I mean, this is why I'm so radical in my approach when I'm approaching capitalism on the internet and my other content that I provide on blogs and Twitter, because we need to realize that, man, we can't just sit back as capitalists and watch this continue. We're funding this crap, and in my personal opinion, we're on a one-way trip down the Titanic, and there's just no way out, in my opinion, until the capitalists start leaving the country. And once the capitalists start leaving the country and there's no more taxpayers and the government has to sit there with its prick in its hand trying to deal with these people just like Europe is right now, just like Greece is doing, just like, Spain, all these countries in Europe are doing, that's what this government, should be capable of controlling, since they are taking a piss on the capitalists, in my view.
There's a good article, when you're talking about Europe there's a good article by Tony Blankley, and you could Google it. It's a recent article in the last 2 or 3 days, and it deals with Europe and the blowback that is coming, the nationalistic movements that are spreading all over Europe. They're evident in the recent elections in individual countries. They're evident in third and fourth parties gaining seats all across Europe. And the big blowback right now is these countries are broke, and because they belong to the European Union, they have to follow certain immigration standards and laws by being part of that. And this whole entire Islamic fountain or Muslim fountain, whatever that thing is, the spring or the fountain or whatever it is, these people are pouring in, refugees are pouring into these European countries who are already broke, and they're coming in and they're getting a food stamp and a welfare card as soon as they walk in the door, and these people are already losing their jobs because they're in debt crisis.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, man. I mean, that's why I'm saying if the United States goes down, everything goes down, and the world's going to blame us. They're going to blame us and they're already, look at these socialists in Europe. They're already blaming bankers. They're blaming private capitalists. They're blaming everybody except their own government and the fiscal irresponsibility that their system, the socialist system that had, was. I mean, it couldn't sustain itself. You couldn't sustain this type of social order-based system based upon non-productivity. I mean, and now it's coming to a header. These people don't want to have anything to do with it, so you're right. I mean, I talked about this a little bit yesterday, that we are seeing nationalism rise up in the old European states, and the reason is because they don't like what, actually they're blaming not only the banks, but the European Union in general as the reasoning why their economic collapse is transpiring around them, and they're absolutely wrong. They couldn't be any more wrong. But it was their own nation states and fiscal irresponsibility that put them where they were at.
Hey, if we don't pay our if we don't raise the debt limit, which I think we will, but if we don't have the money to pay our debts, our monthly mortgage to China, don't they just get to foreclose on the house?
Well, it's not just China. Remember, we'd be foreclosing on everybody who owns U.S. Treasury bonds. It's not just China. I mean, granted, it would be China, and there could be an international situation that could be justified based upon business law that maybe China owns a piece of America if that case in point happens. I mean, that's what happens when you don't, pay the bank, and that's basically what China, Japan. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other countries that own U.S. Treasury bonds. I would not be surprised if the probability of that could possibly become a possibility. I mean, I could be wrong. Oh man, I think we lost 727. Well, anyway, thanks, man, for calling. Anyway, let's move on to something else, folks. I want to talk a little bit about Wienergate. And for you folks that don't know, what did I tell you, okay? I've been covering this story since Monday. And everybody who's been listening to me has been asking me, why are we even caring about Anthony Weiner? Right? Well, who even cares? Well, the reason that I, brought this up, because I knew he was lying right from the get-go, all right? And you can look back in the archives, folks, when this idiot was coming out saying, hey, it was a prank. Somebody hacked me. I wonder if my blender is going to attack me. Or whatever the hell he tweeted. All right? I mean, I knew he was lying his ass off. All right? I knew. And and if you, do some research on the Internet, you're going to find out what really happened out there. All right? Now, of course, some of the juice that I'm about to tell you is not necessarily substantiated by actual documented fact, because if I knew it by documented fact, that would mean I hacked Anthony Weiner's Twitter account, which I didn't. So this is all out there on the Internet if you search for yourself. But let me tell you what I said in the beginning of the week. I said that this idiot, being the typical dumbass bureaucrat that he is, because I know that when people elect these idiots to Washington, they think that they know everything. They think that, they have the answer to everything. They're smart. That's why they're public servants. They're smart. They're idiots, all right? They're idiots. And case in point, before I get to the Weiner story, I want you to hear Chuck Schumer, all right? Chuck Schumer is a senator out of New York, not to mention that this guy's been in public office and in the bureaucracy for like 30-something goddamn years, for Christ's sake. 30-something years. And you would think that somebody who's served in government that long, he would know what the three branches of government are, right? I mean, that's pretty much textbook, fifth grade social studies or some crap, right? I mean, three branches of government, right? I mean, it's like, social studies, fifth grade, for Christ's sake. Well, here's Chuck Schumer earlier in the year describing his version of the three branches of government. Hey, engineer, roll that Chuck Schumer crap.
So I would urge my Republican colleagues, no matter how strongly they feel, we have three branches of government. We have a House, we have a Senate, we have a President, and all three of us are going to have to come together and give some. But
yeah, did you hear that? Shut him up. Shut him up. Did everybody hear that right there? Did everybody hear that right there, for Christ's sake? We got a House, we got a Senate, and we got a President. That's the three branches of government to this bureaucratic asshole, all right? That's the bureaucrat. I'm telling you right now, this is what bureaucrats are. These people that are in Washington don't know shit from Shinola. They're morons. And getting back to the Wienergate situation, earlier in the week when everybody was reporting that Weiner was quote-unquote hacked, I was the only one out here, of course the prognosticator of prognosticators, I was the only one out here saying that, look, this idiot wasn't hacked, all right? Because if this bureaucratic bozo, this loudmouth jerknut was actually hacked, not only would his Twitter account have been hacked, his Facebook account would have been hacked, his AnthonyWeiner.com site would have been hacked, his cell phone would have been hacked. Because you think that this bureaucratic bozo, this nimrodic buffoonery, actually has the common sense to say, oh man, I need to have multiple passcodes for all my crap. No, absolutely not. This guy doesn't have the foresight to even understand that you need these types of multiple passcodes for such situations. So right off the bat, just on the laws of presumption, I knew that this idiot was lying his ass off, and I speculated, which is starting to become the story now. The story's starting to come out just like I said it, all right? It's starting to come out just like I said it. This idiot thought he was sending some kind of private message via Twitter. He obviously doesn't know how to do technology. He doesn't know how to work the social networks, all right? This guy was trying to, he took a picture of his wiener. The picture is of his wiener, all right? It is. That's why he's not denying it. That's why he's not denying it. He's not denying that it is. He's not even answering the question. If you ask him, there's been about 10 different reporters that have asked him, Congressman Weiner, is the picture of your wiener your wiener? And he doesn't want to answer the question. And we heard yesterday the clip of when he came out and talked to the reporters. This asshole was completely evasive. He didn't even want to talk about it. All right? Well, today, believe it or not, he sat down with all kinds of reporters to, quote-unquote, talk about the Twitter Wienergate situation. And I'm sure that he talked to his lawyers, because let me tell you what he said. He said that he for sure did not send an email pic to this particular woman in Seattle, Washington, this 21-year-old student. He actually says that I did not email a pic to this woman. I did not send her directly a picture. And you want to know why that's a little bit suspicious to me also? Because he's a stupid liberal splitting-hair linguistic ass clown. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you how he can get away with saying that he didn't send this woman a pic of his crotch, while at the same time not denying that the pic was of his small little wiener. Because you see, because he knows that it was a legitimate mistake, all right, the reason that he knows it was a legitimate mistake, because, at this point in time, he doesn't want the FBI, he doesn't want the New York Police Department, he doesn't want Washington D.C. PD, doesn't want anybody to look at this so-called hack situation, all right? He obviously just, he thought he was sending a private message, and instead he broadcasted it to the world, all right? And it was a tweet pic of his wiener. And a few minutes after it happened, he took it down. Not to mention, the woman that he sent it to, her Facebook was taken down, and her Twitter account was taken down. It was closed, all right? Not to mention, now this is some of the juicy stuff that I've heard out here on the forum posts and so on and so forth, the people that have been watching this closely. There was actually a response, and I cannot necessarily, verify this. I've only read this on several different forum posts. There was actually a response from the woman, that said, quote unquote, "Oh, I got it, honey." Yeah, I was there, and then all of a sudden, the Facebook accounts were taken down, the Twitter accounts were taken down. Wiener, took down the pic. I mean, it's pathetic. I mean, Wiener. Can somebody just tell this guy that he needs to resign at this point in time? He's a liberal, okay? He has leverage to say, hey, I'm sorry. All right, I screwed up. The internet is so luring. I have all these women that are giving me private messages, and they're saying they like my little wiener stature. They like my chastity, and I can't help it. I can't help it, for Christ's sake. I mean, have you seen my wife? I mean, I obviously married out of my league. I mean, I'm Anthony Weiner. I look like a twerp. I mean, have you seen my wife? I mean, she looks like somebody that's way out of my league, for Christ's sake. Do you think I'm hitting that on a consistent basis? No, I'm not. So unfortunately, I mean, I got lured by, temptation on the internet, and, I don't know if she's black or, I don't know what she is, but, she had a good rump shaker on her. Saw a couple of pictures, and I was like, hey, here's my wiener. And, and then he could just go home and, get divorced, but he'd still have his goddamn stupid little representative bureaucratic position. I mean, just admit it, Wiener. Now that he's lied to us, now that he's made us look like jagoffs and trying to dictate what we should talk about when he's a freaking public servant, we should all demand for his resignation. As a matter of fact, I tweeted on my Twitter account, Ghost Politics, all right? I tweeted there that, everyone that got that tweet, everybody who got that tweet, I said to retweet this tweet, whatever, to pick a pack of peppers up in here, toys for twats, whatever, to retweet that tweet so that we can make sure and spread it around the internet that we want Anthony Weiner to resign, all right? We want you to resign because you're a lying scumbag, all right? You're a lying scumbag scoundrel, Anthony Weiner, all right? I know that you still love flexing nuts and bragging, that, hey, I go on the Fox News Network all the time. I'm the guy over here that goes on Fox News Network and never answers a question. He thought he could pull the same crap that he pulls on Fox News and thinks that he's winning, He thought he could pull it with the general American public, and he's a scoundrel asshole, all right? Anthony Weiner, resign, scumbag! Resign! Everybody should tweet that asshole right now! Resign! Attica! Sorry. Let's take some calls here. Area code 304, you're on the horn.
You're gonna love my nuts. One slap, you're gonna love my nuts.
Yeah, shut up, you stupid moron. We got Warthog. What's up?
Hey, hello.
How's it going, man?
It's fine. How are things for you?
I'm not doing too bad here. I just want, Anthony Weiner, supposed public servant out here in America, to step down, for being a rotten scoundrel. I mean, it's one thing to be a rotten scoundrel, but, it's another thing to lie. He's lying his ass off, and I can't believe that his constituency are just allowing him to do it.
Politicians, eh? That's how they all are, especially liberals. So, go ask you. Oh, it's, liberal politicians is how they are, isn't it?
Yeah, I hear you.
Have you heard that Sony has been hacked again?
Sony's been hacked again?
Yeah, apparently LOL Security said it broke into the servers which ran SonyPictures.com.
Oh man! So yeah, and who did this? Was it anonymous? LolSec?
No, it says LOL Security. Yeah, LOL Security.
Oh man, LolSec, man. Oh Jesus Christ! Well, they're not messing around, old LolSec, huh?
No, I don't think so neither. Because they said they starting about. It says here about at least 1 million passwords, names, addresses, and dates of birth.
Oh man, so it's up right now. It's up on the Sony website right now.
Well, I'm reading it off BBC right now, but
Oh, I see. Oh, unbelievable, man. LolSec strikes again, man. Sony, they thought they were going to go up online again today. I guess that curved itself, huh? What kind of song is that? Are you kidding me? You're actually admitting you listen to that crap? I mean, what is that, Jamiroquai or some crap? I hate that fruity crap. Are you kidding me? Huh? Oh, yeah, baby. I mean, give me a break, man. Anyway, let's see. We're talking about Wienergate here. That's what we're supposed to be talking about, Wienergate. I want to hear what everybody has to say about it, for Christ's sake, all right? 310, what's up?
Yeah, Ghost, I just wanted to ask you, which Pokemon should I choose for my journey?
You can choose the Pokemon that fits in your rose-budded fruit bowl ass crack. Anyway, we're 2 minutes into the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. We're supposed to be talking about Anthony Weiner in Wienergate. Unfortunately, we just have a bunch of sentence fragment-ridden pieces of milky-licking crap that are just saying the same goddamn thing over and over and over again. You would think that by this time they'd have enough practice to be able to sputter out something with a little bit of lulls up in here. You know what I'm saying? Something with a little bit of lulls going on, but unfortunately, it's not the case. Anyway, like I said, I think Anthony Weiner needs to step down. We don't need these scumbag politicians lying to us anymore, and that's what we're talking about. And before we go into any more further discussion about this, I'd like for everybody to please retweet the program, all right? There's all kinds of little buttons underneath the player. There's, Facebook like buttons. There's tweet this buttons. There's share this buttons, all right? Use and abuse those buttons. I mean, don't be a bunch of milky lickers and just sit there and I mean, spread it around like goddamn wildfire, for Christ's sake. Where's my drink, for Christ's sake? These guys are pissing me off. Where's my drink here? Here we go. Oh, yeah. Love on the rocks. Oh, it feels so great. Oh man, whenever you take a sip out of a $400 bottle of scotch, man, I mean, it's so good. All right, it's so good. God damn it. All right, we got State Capitalist on the horn. What's up? I'm an alcoholic. Now shut up. 304. Too long. You're too long. Witten, what's up?
Hello.
Yeah, what's
Hello?
going on? How's it going, Wayne?
Yeah, not bad. What about you?
I'm not bad. Just sitting here sipping on some Johnny Walker Blue Label up in here, man. How you doing?
Sounds good. I think this Wienergate thing is an absolute disgrace to us politics.
It's a disgrace, and I cannot believe that us as the American people accept this kind of crap. Not only that, do we accept the kind of language that this stupid little ferret is shoving down our throat. That's another thing I can't believe. But hey, this is the dumbass American public, and that's why I'm saying the American public isn't going to get any better until there's the immigrants that are here now, the illegal immigrants, and even more immigrants come into this country and are given amnesty and they're able to participate in the political process, so that these Americans can just I don't know what the hell. I feel bad. I certainly feel bad for the Americans, but they're putting themselves in their own situations out here, and it's just a disgrace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they brought it upon themselves, if I'm honest. I mean.
Yeah, well, I have to admit, they did bring it upon themselves as a government made for the people and by the people, but unfortunately the people fall asleep at the wheel, and this is what we get.
Yeah, we really look further into people's campaigns and what they're standing for, and not just look at the free, lowering taxes and things. Yeah, absolutely. Well,
at the same time, you also want to make sure that you got a public servant that isn't a lying scoundrel like Wiener over here. You know what I'm saying? What country are you calling from?
England.
England. I know that you're having your own political situations over there. I know they're having a bunch of austerity measures. I know that it's not very favorable, but at the same time, there was some good economic data coming out of England as of late, if I'm not mistaken, and I think that possibly, do you agree that possibly some of the austerity cuts were needed in that instance?
I think that's the best.
Yeah, absolutely, and I know there's a lot of people out there who disagree with it, but I think Cameron, that's a guy with a lot of guts and somebody who's actually fulfilling a certain element of integrity back into England, and I envy England at this point in time because they're actually understanding the game. They've been around long enough. They know what's happening, and before anybody else starts cutting, they're the ones doing it first, and as you can see, it's starting to come to fruition a little bit. I saw some pretty good positive economic data come out today out of England.
It's not perfect, but it's better than it's a lot better than it was with the previous government.
Certainly, but it's a long-term investment, and it's a long-term strategy that's going to possibly bring the UK back to economic prosperity, in my opinion. If you look at the way England is starting to not only cut on austerity measures, but how they're starting to get more involved with the international community. Moreover, you have UK-based companies that are internationalizing themselves. They're becoming multinationals, and they're going to become big players if you cut the spending. And once the spending is down, and once the budget is finally coming to some kind of manageable flourishing. Then you get low taxes, and you could see some prosperity coming into the UK's future. I think within the next 5 to 10 years.
It's all about getting us back on the rails to a better, more prosperous future.
Yeah, well, you disagree with that? You think that they should? You're talking about the rails? They're not going to extend them or something?
No, I just think it's better to get back on track with the correct economic policies.
Oh, I see. No, man, thanks a lot, man. I hear you too, man. I hear you. And this is what I'm saying. This is why sometimes even a primitive monarch worshipping environment like the UK, their parliamentary procedure it's a pretty workable model. As a matter of fact, I think it's far comparable to most economic democratic models that are out there in the international community. The problem I have with the UK is the fact that they're still worshiping some freaking queen. This is a primitive concept. This is old world ideas, and we should no longer acknowledge it any longer. And moreover, these people aren't even British. The Queen Elizabeth and her family aren't even British, man. When they brought in King George, they brought him in from the goddamn Bavarian Empire, man, the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. This is why I am disagreement with the UK on their open arms embracement of the monarchy. I mean, the monarchy is just an utterly primitive concept, and we don't need to worship some family that's useless anymore. All right, we don't. I mean, especially one that's not even British. I mean, that's what really boggles my mind is that the English actually worship this monarchy. It's not even goddamn British. Anyway, sorry. We're supposed to be talking about Wienergate here. Once again, I've been saying that we need to start calling for this guy's resignation, and we need to start calling for it fast, all right? As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and give you his Twitter account so everybody can start saying, hey, that's enough, Wiener, all right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to retweet the tweet I said earlier, and everybody just retweet that on my Twitter account, all right? Tweet it up, man, all right? Here it is. I'm going to retweet it right now. All right, here it is. Right there, and it's on Ghost Politics, man. Everybody retweet that, all right? Everybody retweet that so that the media gets a hold of it. So the media gets a hold of it and says, hey, they want you to resign, Wiener. They want your Wiener ass out of here. You're a disgusting, lying scoundrel. I mean, if you would have just admitted it, Wiener, if you'd have just admitted it, I think that you would have been all right. Your marriage would have been screwed, but your political life would have been able to. You would have been able to withstand it. I mean, here you have Elliot Spitzer. For all the folks that don't remember, Elliot Spitzer was a guy that was caught up in hooking up a couple of prostitutes on the side. And Elliot Spitzer did the right thing, and instead of trying to make it some wild goose chase, this guy just kind of quit. He said, I'm resigning, I look like garbage, I got to talk to my wife, I'm out of here. Why can't Anthony freaking Weiner do the same thing? All right, here. There's the Twitter address to go to here, all right? That's my Twitter address. Retweet the first tweet right now, if you could, folks, please. Retweet that first tweet so that Anthony Weiner knows that we want him out and the media can see that tweet and say, hey, there's a little Twitter revolt that wants Anthony Weiner out there. Get him out! Get him out of office! Get him out of office! I'm serious, man. Get him out of office. The first tweet on my Twitter account. Right there's the Twitter account, folks. Ghost Politics. All right, let's see how many retweets we have, for Christ's sake, for Anthony Weiner resigning. Let's see how many retweets. Let's retweet. We've got 3 retweets. Come on, we have more Twitter accounts out there. Retweet it, for Christ's sake, man. I want Anthony Weiner to shake in his little wiener, in his little stupid gray boxer shorts. I want him to realize that he can't just walk around like some pompous dictator and point the finger at people and dictate the conversation. He needs to realize that this asshole is a public servant. He is a public servant, for Christ's sake. He's a public servant, and he needs to go. All right, I'm serious. Everybody, please, if you've done nothing for me, man, please retweet it. All right, we got 5 people retweeting this crap. Get out of here, Weiner. Get out of here, for Christ's sake. Oh, man, look at this. Look at this. I mean, I'm serious, man. We need retweeting, man. Come on, please, folks. We need more retweets. All right, go to my Twitter account. Right now, retweet this, for Christ's sake. We want to get rid of Weiner, all right? We want to get rid of Weiner. Retweet the first tweet on that right there. Ghost Politics, man. Do me a favor, baby. Please. Please, baby. All right, let's see how many more people we got here. We got 5 people. Where are we at? We're at 6 people now, baby. Thank you very much for all the 6 people. Let me get some props to the people that are doing this. Warthog177, you kick ass. Some idiot named Hot Communist. Screw your communist crap, but thanks for tweeting. All right, Jim9349, thanks a lot, man. Fat Red Dragon in the house, thanks a lot, man. FT Karma, what's going on? Ann Lansing, thanks a lot. Larry13139, thanks a lot, man. Keep them coming, baby. I mean, keep them coming, for Christ's sake. Woo! Oh man. Anyway. Once again, folks, I'm sorry. I mean, I just hate when bureaucratic assholes think they can make a career out of public service. And then once they get into power, they think they can dictate conversation. They think that they can somehow tell the people what we should want to talk about or why we should want to talk about it. You're a freaking public servant, asshole. Let's see how many more tweets we have, and then we're going to take some calls here, man. How many more tweets do we got? Come on, folks. We need more Twitter. We need more retweets than 7, man. I'm serious. Tweet it around, man. Make sure everybody gets it, man, so these people know that we want you out, Wiener. We want you out, Wiener. We want your goddamn stupid, skinny, scrawny, smelly, greasy-looking ass out of here, you stupid. Get out of here, Wiener. Get out of here. We don't want you. We don't want you. We want you out. Resign. Resign. Resign, Wiener. How many tweets do we got going on? How many more tweets do we got? We got 9 people in the house. We got 9 people. We got Gary Shandling. Gary Shandling, are you kidding? We got Gary Shandling who hooked it up with a tweet. Who else we got going on? We got more tweets. We got who else we got? I Larv Goat. Yes. Yeah, thanks for the tweet. All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Where's the mic? God damn it. Where's the goddamn mic? All right. Let's take some goddamn calls here. Resign, Wiener. Resign. All right. Let's take some calls here. We got 304. What up? Yeah, you're taking too long. 111, what's up?
I'm just a 1-year Wiener, baby bunch.
Oh, you stupid son of a bitch. Get that head off, man. Fruit bowl. Thought we got rid of that damn internet butt stalker already. I'm sorry, folks. I know I'm getting a little off keister here. I know I'm getting a little out of hand here. But, man, I'm sorry. Anyway, we've got Ghost Follower 1, and we've got Moxtopia. What's going on? Thanks for retweeting. Wiener, resigning. All right, Wiener, resign, baby. Let's take another call. Who else we got? We got R.U. Matterson. What's going on? Yeah, Jesus Christ. I mean, you should have played that when you're a kid and you want to go wee. And you ain't got no drugs yet. Go Nats and Stripe. Go Nats and Stripe. You should play that one instead of prank calling me with that all that crap. Anyway, we got Jap Crack Pipe. I kid you not, that's the name of the name that's on the screen here. What's up, Jap Crack Pipe?
Do a barrel roll.
Well, that's it. A barrel roll? I mean, that's an old meme, man. You can't get lulls off of just saying, barrel roll, barrel roll, barrel roll. I mean, can you say something a little bit more enticing, a little bit more, I don't know, punchline?
I love you,
Look at that. Silence. Yeah, Jesus Christ. I bet you just sit here silent when your girl's like,
are you actually going to come over here and give me more than like 30 seconds?
No. Stupid morons. Anyway, let's see who else has tweeted this. Well, that's about it, man. Let me tell you, I'm giving shout-outs here, man. I want everybody to tweet the first tweet, all right? Do a barrel roll and tweet the first tweet on my Twitter account, folks. We need Anthony Weiner gone. Resign, all right? The pool is closed for Anthony Weiner, all right? And he knows why. All right? He's got jungle fever. He's got jungle fever. He's got jungle fever. He don't want to admit it. He gonna get divorced now. He's a freaking scumbag. Let's take some more calls here. Who else we got? D01, what's up?
Guys, hello?
Barrel roll.
Wait, did you get off?
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. At least he's got a couple of chicks back there. He's got a couple of bimbos back there at least. Hopefully he's winning some brownie points with them bimbos. And, maybe he's got a menage happening if he can get some lulz off of Ghost. So go ahead, DO1. See if we can get some lulz.
Hey, Ghost. Oh, yeah.
How's it going?
Hey, I was just wondering if you do a barrel roll for me. Barrel roll. Yes?
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. You just did not impress those two twats that are sitting there. You know that, right? You did not impress those two holes. All right, there's no laughs there whatsoever. You know that, right?
How you doing, Ghost?
Yeah. You know that, right? I mean, those two broads that are in the background. No punani for you. Horrible failure. As a matter of fact, engineer, can we get a fail for this asshole? For Christ's sake. Horrible fail, man. Oh, man, don't pass go, don't collect $200, man. Get this idiot, get him off! Stupid moron. Who else we got? We got A1 Sky Drinker, what's up? Or A Whiskey Drinker, excuse me. You stupid asshole! Oh, there's another soundboard asshole. Look, I've already told you guys, all right? All right, I mean, I already told you idiots to stop with the soundboard, with the YouTube videos, and all this nonsense, man. I'm not joking with you idiots, all right? Cease and desist these goddamn YouTube videos and these goddamn little soundboards that you're making of me, man. I don't appreciate it whatsoever. I don't. As a matter of fact, I need a drink. Y'all are making me pissed off. Y'all are getting my blood boiling up in here. Where's my drink? Here it is. Cease and desist. Anyway, let me go ahead and take some more calls here. We got 111. What's up?
I'm Ghost. If you got a blood boil.
Jesus Christ, the same fruit bowls. Same freaking fruit bowls. Who else has been retweeting out here? We got any more? Whoa, we got a lot of retweets out here, man. We got Ghost is best. Thanks a lot, man. We got Niagara Roll. What's going on? We got Ghost Wiener. You piece of crap. Ghost Follower 2, Ghost Follower 3, Ghost Follower 4. What's going on, baby? 16 people want Wiener out of here. Anyway, let's move on to another subject matter. I think that's a pretty good amount of tweets, man. Hopefully, Congressman Wiener, gets this and starts realizing, we want you gone, Wiener. All right? As a matter of fact, if you have some spare time after the show is over, I'd like for you all to look at all the people Wiener is following. Yeah. Take a look at all the people that Wiener is following, and take a look at all the women that... Take a look at all the young women that this guy likes to follow around for some reason. And he doesn't follow around a lot of people. But he does like to follow around a lot of young, attractive women, and I think that he may be trying to utilize, I'm just speculating, based upon the alleged actions and the denial or, the whatever you want to call this tweeter Wienergate situation. But this guy is out here trying to play the field via the social networks, and he needs to come through with it, all right? He needs to come through with it, and that's all there is to it. All right, let's go ahead and move on to another subject matter, folks. We've literally beaten a dead wiener with this subject matter. The next subject matter I want to talk about is very important because we've got the top cop of America. The top cop of America, Eric Holder, the Attorney General, actually made a comment stating that we as the American people and as the American government should start considering letting out crackheads out into the street. We should start letting them out on the street early because they deserve a break or something to that effect. I kid you not. Our Attorney General, the guy who's prosecuting people in the West Coast for legally smoking marijuana within their state, all right? And these are in states like California. As a matter of fact, out there in freaking Phoenix, in Arizona, I mean, these idiots got weed superstores now. They actually have the Walmart of marijuana or something out there in Arizona, for Christ's sake. I kid you not. New Mexico, Denver, these states have already stated that, they're willing to accept medicinal uses of marijuana within their state, and yet not too long ago, Eric Holder, all right, the Attorney General, said that he's going to use the federal government's resources to prosecute those that are participating within their state right. And yet now you've got Eric Holder saying publicly that he wants to allow crackheads back on the street, for Christ's sake, crackheads. How can you sit here and prosecute those that are, trying to medicate themselves as it's defined by the state law in the states in question versus crackheads who are out there smoking on a glass pipe, probably robbing people to get their next crack rock? You know what I mean? Probably, I'm selling their kids diapers. How can you sit here and say that, yeah, it's okay, go ahead and let them out in the street. It ain't going to cause no problem, baby. Let them out early. I kid you not, this is the Attorney General saying this in the United States of America, man. I kid you not. This is the leftist policy. This is liberalism, man. This is liberalism. I kid you not, for Christ's sake. Anyway, let me take a couple of calls here. What do you think about the Attorney General, the top cop, saying that, we got to let the crackheads out in the street again? I mean, this is typical liberal policy. Typical liberal policy. Anyway, before we take a call, I want to thank all the other people that are retweeting the Wiener, the Wiener rant. The anti-Wiener tweet, excuse me. Anti-Wiener tweet. Say that about 8 times. Anti-Wiener tweet. Anti-Wiener tweet. Anyway, we've got Derping the Nation. Thanks a lot, Derping the Nation. We got Ghost Follower 7, Truth and Ads 17, Ghost Follower 8, and Ghost Follower 9, man. Thanks a lot for retweeting Anthony Wiener. Also, we got a couple other people. We got another Ghost you asshole, whoever Ghost Wiener is. We got Classic Wise Guy. Thanks for retweeting this. I mean, we want Anthony Weiner to resign. That's enough. But right now we're talking about the top cop, the Attorney General, wanting to release crackheads to the American public. And I want to hear what you have to say about it. We got Bill E100. What's up? Oh, Jesus Christ. 804, you're on the horn. Or 805, excuse me, 805.
Oh my God. Oh, I want to come. I want to come.
And that's supposed to get lulls, for Christ's sake? I mean, Jesus Christ. Anyway, 304, what's up? Oh, Jesus Christ, man, that was so 2007, man. You know what I'm saying, huh? Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna haul around and desert you. Give me a break. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like a crackhead going up to somebody for change. Come on, man. Come on, man. Anyway. Who else we got going on over here? We got Scotsman. What's going on, Scotsman?
All right, Ghost. How's it going, mate?
How you doing, man?
Not bad. I was wanting to clarify a point you made about a few days ago, actually. You were talking about when they were letting the criminals out of the jail, they couldn't afford to keep them in.
Yeah, out there in California, absolutely. I like criminals anyway, for Christ's sake.
You said that. What's that all about?
Oh, shove it up your ass, you idiot. All right? Shove it up your ass. You see, here we go. Assholes trying to manipulate audio of me now, for Christ's sake. You see, this makes me sick, man. You know? I mean, this gets me jaded, for Christ's sake. You know, it's not just American jerk nuts, too. It's jerk nuts throughout the world, you know? Now we got some Scottish bagpipe, Scottish jerk nuts sitting here talking garbage to me, for Christ's sake. I mean, God damn it. I mean, seriously, man. I mean, what's happening? What's happening to this crap? What's happened to this country, for Christ's sake? What's happened to this world? Anyway, I want to know what people actually think about Eric Holder's newfound policy. This is the Attorney General. For you idiots that don't know what the Attorney General is, look it up, for Christ's sake, man. He is the top cop. This guy is the man who dictates the federal government's law enforcement authorities. I kid you not. And this guy's talking about, oh man, we got to let the crackheads out. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I want to keep giving props to people that are, tweeting this, scoundrel anti-wiener tweet on my Twitter account. I want to thank you very much. We got Nat San, we got Ghost Follower 13, we got Ghost Follower 14, Ghost Follower 15, we got some idiot named Liberal Master. Hopefully that means he's the master of liberals in the sense of, I don't know. Hopefully it's not what I think it means. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I want to hear what people have to say. Crackheads in the street. What do you think about it? Huh? 310. I mean, you tried to call in, get some lulls before. I mean, what do you think about crackheads in the street?
Actually, dude, I'm at the first gym leader, Pewter City Gym, and which Pokemon should I use to face Brock?
You stupid moron. We got Christopherson. You're just sitting there. I mean, man, Jesus Christ, man. I've got two people with their hands up, and it's the same scumbags who call in and sputter out the same sentence fragment every time. I mean, I think this is kind of serious when you have the Attorney General prosecuting people growing marijuana legally within the confines of their state. Remember, the people spoke. They said that, yeah, we're going to go ahead and allow marijuana to, be used for medicinal purposes. Throughout a whole bunch of states, they are now using it legally, and now you have the Attorney General saying that, okay, we're going to go ahead and let out crackheads, even though he's prosecuting people that are consuming medicinal marijuana within the legalities of their state. I mean, he is superseding the state's rights by prosecuting people in California, in Arizona, in Denver, New Mexico. I mean, it's disgusting, man. And I want to hear what you have to say about this, man. It's not a joke here. It's not a joke. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's take some more callers here. I mean, hopefully there's somebody that's worth the crap talking to. No, there's not. Same two schmucks with their hands up, for Christ's sake. Get off! I mean, just imagine crackheads in the street, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, you think it's bad enough now when these idiots come up to you, ask you for change. I mean, just imagine when there's just a mutant society of crackheads, walking around saying, "Come on, man, give me a couple of dollars, man. I suck your dick, man. Come on, man." I mean, come on, seriously. Only in liberal mindset would this be good policy, Remember, this is Eric Holder. Eric Holder, the top cop, wanting to release crackheads in the street, folks. Anyway, it doesn't seem like anybody gives two rat's asses. I mean, look at all the people. They want crackheads in the street. They're embracing this, for Christ's sake. I mean, they're waxing their carrot in anticipation for crackheads in the street, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter. These people don't care about crackheads in the street. I want to talk a little bit about the E. coli outbreak in Europe. And as I was stating yesterday, as we were talking about the E. coli outbreak, I was suggesting that this could possibly be terrorism. Now that we talked about it yesterday, Germany said that the E. coli that it had supposedly caught on the cucumbers that were imported from Spain, that it wasn't the same kind of E. coli that has been sickening people and killing people out there in Germany and other parts of Europe. I mean, right now we have 18 dead and about 1,500 sick right now in Europe, for Christ's sake, and the numbers keep growing, and it's causing Europe to come to a standstill. It's going to affect the economy of European agriculture, that's for sure. I mean, you have Russia already saying that they don't want any vegetables, fruits from Europe whatsoever. And I think this is turning out to be a serious situation. I know that in the beginning of the week I was laughing. I think it was last Friday I was laughing that, hey, stop shoving the damn cucumbers up your ass, Europeans, so on and so forth. But as I alluded to it yesterday, and it's starting to, as the reports come out, it's starting to transpire to what I prognosticated yesterday. And, of course, the prognosticator strikes again, and it's starting to look a little bit like terrorism, And once again, I mean, it's not necessarily terrorism in the Al-Qaeda terrorist traditional sense. Let me get a drink here. Oh, yeah. But, this is happening in Europe. And I was talking about it yesterday. We alluded to it earlier in the show. You're having a rise in nationalism in Europe. You have a lot of factions out there that have laid dormant for a long period of time and are utilizing the angst against the European Union that is brewing in most countries out there to implement certain, I guess, terroristic strategies and propaganda-based strategies. And this is my opinion. You know what I'm saying? This is just my opinion. I just think that this looks like terrorism. And the reports coming out of the World Health Organization. The World Health Organization put out a report today that the E. coli that is infecting the people in Europe is a unknown E. coli bacteria, some super bug that they haven't, came across in the investigations of E. coli in general. Now, I know that there's a lot of doctors out there trying to claim that, sometimes things mutate on a natural basis, and this is just one of those natural occurring mutations that's made into a superbug. Bullshit. All right? Bullcrap. In my personal opinion, I think that this was an actual biological terrorist attack, man. And I don't mean to sound like some goddamn Alex Jones conspiracy theorist. But, how can all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we get this super E. coli bug that's killing, 18 people. It's already got 100 people sick. This is becoming very serious. And now you've got people throughout Europe just refusing to buy fruits and vegetables altogether. It's a scary situation, man. And I'm not just saying it could be Al-Qaeda or anything of that. It could be nationalists. It could be those that are blaming the European Union for the destruction of their socialist states. It could be the Basques, since they started relating the first origin of the E. coli bacteria to Spaniard agriculture. It could be the Basques. We haven't heard too much out of them out of Spain. So it could be a lot of things. And I think that right now the government is, all governments of the UK, Germany, Spain, other members of the European Union, these people are being very evasive on figuring out or stating the facts about this potential epidemic. And I don't mean to scare Europe here, but this is kind of serious, man. Tazeki's in the house. What's up, man?
Hey, Ghost. How's it going?
Hey, not bad. Just here, man. I know that you're in the UK. Have you been keeping up to date with this E. coli outbreak? I mean, is there anybody suspected sick in your area out there?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, it was a bit unfortunate. I mean, I thought, you had like these two callers that were just worthless and you didn't want to talk to, so I was like, you know what, I'll dial in and see if I can come up with something useful to say. And then lo and behold, we moved back to this E. coli thing, which I think we've talked about like every day this week. I mean, the one thing I noticed on the BBC page, I mean, the whole mutation and terrorism thing, it's just, I can't really believe someone's managed to make a horrendous strain of this stuff on the sly. It seems like you'd need a large amount of equipment, and it would be very complicated to do so.
I don't really think so. I mean, I think that if you take a look at, biology in general, it's much like computer science. The only difference is that you have to have hazmat suits and you have to be able to isolate certain radical bacteria, viruses, so on and so forth. But it wasn't very hard for the individual that put the anthrax attack to, basically isolate the anthrax and put it in a spreading agent, which at that time was powder. And, for them to just kind of, sicken and kill so many people within a certain area of this powder blowing in the wind. I mean, I think that making a toxic super bug of E. coli is not out of the question. I think it's rather easy if you take time and you got the petri dishes and you got the microscopes and you got the biohazard situations. I think it's rather easy to mutate a virus, mutate any kind of isolated ailment, and then release it out into the public. I think it's very easy.
I mean, this isn't my field. I'm not an expert, and I'm not going to kind of comment from position of ignorance. I mean, as I understand it, I don't know the history behind anthrax. I don't know if that's naturally occurring or whether it's engineered. But
it's the same concept. Well, I don't mean
is it man-made or? Sorry, go on.
But no, I was going to say anthrax comes from the same thing that this is coming from: livestock, food. Anthrax actually comes from bad cows, bad manure, that sort of thing. I mean, you have to isolate an anthrax situation as an agricultural-based farmer right away. As a matter of fact, that's one of the things that they inoculate their cows for is against anthrax. So this is one easy way to get some spores of this if you can isolate it and you know what you're talking about. And at the same time, I mean, where does E. coli lie dormant? It's in the guts of cows, pigs, human beings, animals, and it's not, it's not out of the question to be able to crossbreed, just much like these people do with marijuana strains. They make these super, Northern Lights and hydroponic and all this other stuff. It's the same concept, and believe me, we're advancing as a civilization as much as we're digressing as a masses. There are some of us that are progressing at such a rapid pace that messing around with biology is not that big of a deal. It's not that complicated.
As I said, I really don't know. I mean, the one thing that the BBC I noticed had changed, kind of saying, it causes this HUS syndrome. It's almost as if they've done a search and replace and just replaced it with the phrase bloody diarrhea. And I'm just like, okay, that kind of makes me think, fuck me, I'm not going to buy any fruit and veg. I mean, after work today, I kind of went, I need something for dinner. Kind of looked at what there is in there and just like went, actually, for once, just buy like some instant noodles because, there's not going to be any E. coli on that because, there's nothing natural in them. But, it's enough to be worrying, though. And I mean, especially when they now don't have a clue where it's come from, but it's come from Germany by the looks of things. So that's where it seems to have spread out from. And I mean,
I think they know where it came from. They just don't know the origin of how it got there. And I'm sure if they do know it by this time, it's so sophisticated that they probably don't want a mass hysteria in Europe. I mean, in my opinion, this is my view here. I'm not stating that this is actually what's happening, but I don't buy these ideas of viruses just coming around. I don't believe in this kind of crap. I think that you've got a lot of scientists who know what they're doing when it comes to biology, when it comes to chemistry, when it comes to, even splitting atoms for that matter, if you want to go into physics. But it's not out of the question, for somebody who's a complete loser and has the maybe university accessibility to such laboratories and to such equipment to be able to isolate these types of ailments, these types of viruses, these types of spores, whatnot, and be able to crossbreed them much like a marijuana plant, man. I mean, I'm not trying to hyper-sensationalize this, but the agent of carrying in this instance was the food. And I'm sure what the governments are trying to figure out is if they physically tainted the food with, watering it with this type of agent, or if it was actually in the soil, that they poisoned the soil and it was within the growing process. I mean, this is a different type of E. coli, and it's not just simply washing vegetables. I mean, like you said yesterday, I think it was, Tazeki, that you said that the people in Europe have been washing their vegetables for years, so it's definitely, obviously not that, so... I mean, you can only go through deducting or deducing what you can transpire out of the facts at hand.
Yeah, I mean, in counterpoint, out of interest, were you, I'm fairly new. Were you doing this show back when the whole bird flu epidemic broke out?
Absolutely.
So,
and
I just wondered if you thought the same thing. Did you kind of jump to a bioterrorism man-made approach, or did you actually think that was natural? And if you did think it was natural,
I think that it could have either been an actual possible biological experiment gone wrong, or somebody tried to use birds as a way of making this ailment communicable. I mean, this is not that hard. I mean, I know that there's people out there that they never went to biology, they never, they never studied this stuff. But I mean, these biological structures are much like everything else. I mean, all you have to do is know how to connect the dots, know how things merge with one another, know how things mutate, or how to mutate, how to induce mutation. I mean, this is not impossible. I mean, we have people that are doing it with animals. I mean, I know that Napoleon Dynamite in a movie, they talk about ligers, the crossbreed of a tiger and a lion, and there's actual ligers. There's actual crossbreeds. This is not, science fiction here.
No, I can't really disagree with that. I mean, it does happen, but I mean, I expect it's going to be a long time, if ever, that they get to the bottom of it. I had an additional point to make, actually.
Go for it.
Which was the whole, it's already the whole, I'm not anti-Europe, but basically Spain said it was going to turn around and demand money from Europe for all the money it's lost over this. And I can already see British taxpayers. I mean, the UK has basically done the kind of British thing of going, oh, that seems unfortunate. We better keep an eye on that. And just, done nothing. We've not turned vegetables away. We've not had panics. We've not had stuff pulled off shelves or any of that. And I can foresee British taxpayers' money being given to Spain because Europe as a whole will have to pay. So I'm not looking forward to that. I mean, I don't know if that's what will happen, but I expect it will.
Oh, absolutely. I've already read that, the agricultural producers are crying foul out there in Spain. Not to mention they're crying foul out there in the other producing states of agriculture in Europe because, Russia, which is a big consumer base for Europe, is not going to accept any more fruits or vegetables. Moreover, you've got the curb in consumption because of the fear of the outbreak. So you're absolutely right. I mean, it'll either be you or you guys in the UK, Germany, France. Somebody will be flipping this bill for these, insolvent countries, for a lack of a better term.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think it's crazy. I mean, I'm all for, a Europe that cooperates and is sensible, but it just seems that whatever country we have, we all have to bail them out because we're all in Europe together, even if they've just made a massive cock-up.
I hear you, man. And let me tell you, I'm really surprised that Germany came out the pocket, for this Greek bailout. And, it's a shame what's really happening in Europe. That's why I'm saying I think that at some point the UK, if it doesn't look good for the future of the EU. But, if all else fails, I think that the UK has gone the right track. And, Cameron, I believe, is going to go down if he doesn't screw up on his foreign policy now, economically in his domestic realm of politics, I think he could go down as one of the best prime ministers out there if he keeps his nose clean and makes sure that he doesn't do anything radical in his foreign policy regard.
I don't know. I mean, as someone that's recently out of university, and they've basically turned around and kind of said you can charge up to triple the fees, and then basically removed all the government support of universities. And all the universities turned around and went, oh, we'll have to see, do we want to triple our fees? And surprise, surprise, every single university is going, yes, we'll be tripling our fees from next year. And this is why we had the massive student protests. The austerity measures are ripping the National Health Service apart. It's all, it's all kind of steps that should be taken, but it's just going to result in people basically getting shat on by the government because what they need won't be provided for, but it'll all be under the umbrella of it's an austerity measure.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Well, anyway, Tazeki, man, I want to thank you for calling. You want to give a shout-out to anybody?
I don't, but I would like to say that your prank call yesterday at the very end of the show was an absolute legend. I mean, I genuinely thought the guy was going to cry.
And you can't leave some unsuspecting kid like that. I would have left the loser collecting entitlements, wondering whether his entitlement check was going to come in next month. But you got some unsuspecting kid out there, and it's sad. I mean, it kind of breaks my heart to hear a child who is attempting to facilitate some kind of substance in regard to his parents making these food stamp these food stamp entitlements. I'm sorry. I mean, just thinking about it, I felt bad for the kid. That's why I just had to say it's a joke. Your friend put us up to it, and just kind of let him off the hook and make sure that this guy doesn't fall off the wagon or kill himself or anything of that nature.
Believe me, I think everyone else in the chat room was feeling the same way, so I think it's a very gentlemanly thing to do, so props to you. And one very last thing, I actually want to say thank you to you, because, I mean, I like to think of myself as being educated and fairly intellectual. I don't probably come across like that while I'm talking here, because I'm usually a few beers to the wind, and because, it's on the air and it's a bit, nervous. But I actually went and looked up what a prognosticator was today, because I thought it was, some badass that just told it how it was, and of course it doesn't mean anything like that. So thank you for adding to my vocabulary.
No problem, man. And hey, thanks for calling there, Tazeki, and providing your commentary, man. It's very intellectual. Not to mention that we've got a lot of people in Europe that are concerned about not only the E. coli situation, but that listen to the show to get enlightened about certain news and subject matters that they wouldn't be acquainted with if they watched the traditional medias. So once again, thanks very much for calling in. 646-652-4869. We talked a little bit about the E. coli outbreak in Europe. I think we talked about it for a long time already with Tazeki here, so I'm going to move on to another subject matter. Another deadly day in Syria, folks, even after Bashar al-Assad, the despotic leader of Syria, claimed that he was going to give amnesty to all the political prisoners. Political prisoners and all the opposition said that wasn't good enough. He decides, well, okay, it's not good enough, we're going to kill some more, so he's, ordered his troops to fire on protesters once again. A couple of dozen dead today in Syria. We're headed towards that 2,000 mark of people dead, and these are Syrian people that just want to vote, They just want to vote, for Christ's sake, and you've got Bashar al-Assad murdering these people. And, we're just not lifting a finger about it. We're just allowing these people to die, for Christ's sake. It's just horrible. It's disgusting what's happening out there in Syria. And like I've said, and I'm going to continue to say, Bashar al-Assad should be targeted for termination. And, he shouldn't even be in power, for Christ's sake. He got the country from his daddy, all right? I mean, he got the country from his daddy, for Christ's sake, man. His dad was the one who put in all the work to get the country. Then when Daddy died, he gave it to, Bashar al-Assad over here. And this guy has been, twiddle-twaddling the whole goddamn country with his inexperience and his nepotistic ignorance, that this guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So what does he resort to? He resorts to traditional totalitarian violence. There is a young kid that has been a martyr out of this particular situation who was tortured by the Syrian forces. I forgot the child's name. I can't pronounce it, and it's a shame. I should be able to pronounce it, but it's a boy who was taken, and you could probably Google it and find I actually tweeted about it. There's a video showing this poor young kid's dead body. The Syrian forces shot both arms, both legs. They cut off the kid's genitals. They mutilated and tortured this young child, a child that was like 8 years old. And the reason that they did this is because, believe it or not, the idealism of totalitarianism is they want everyone to make sure that everybody sees this type of violence. They want to make sure that the Syrian people know they killed a child. And they think by providing that type of fear that the Syrian people are going to retract and stop. But they're not, all right? They're continuing forward. They're continuing forward, and even though they're getting mowed down in the street, even though they're getting killed out there, they still are fighting for freedom. They're fighting for their vote. And by God, Syria, if you're listening, we're backing you up here. It's unfortunate that, Barack Obama decided to go into Libya and help Al-Qaeda. fight Gaddafi when we should be going out there and maybe helping out the resistance in Syria and taking out Bashar al-Assad. I think that not only would that have helped the Middle Eastern situation's uprising, but it would also help the Iraqi situation that we still are twiddling our thumbs with. So anyway, I want to hear from you. Another 24 dead out there in Syria today. What do you think about this? 646-652-4869 is the number to call. We got Marijuana Maniac. What's going on, Marijuana Maniac?
Fucking hate you, Ghost.
Oh, you stupid idiot. What a poser, man. I mean, how in the hell are you going to use garbage that I use on my show, you call me up and use, and think that that's original? You see, I mean, it's horrible. Horrible, stupid, pathetic, unoriginal. Unoriginal, man. This is why, I mean, let's be honest. We're seeing a separation in a lot of things, not just in classes, but in intellectual capacity. And this is a lot of what I discuss on this broadcast. We can no longer make excuses for the ignorance of the world. We can no longer make excuses for those that have opportunities and refuse to take them. All right? I mean, and I'm talking about the so-called Poe in America, the so-called socialist in Europe. I'm saying all these people that are sitting here with opportunities at hand and instead want to put their Peter Popper in their hand and just collect money from the goddamn government, for Christ's sake. It's sick, man. But this is it, isn't it? This is it. Anyway, I want to give a couple other shout-outs to people that are continuing to retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account, and it is an anti-Representative Anthony Weiner tweet. We got 42 people have tweeted this, man. Thanks a lot for the hookups. We got liberals. I'm not saying the rest of that name, you asshole. We got an evil capitalist going on. We got some idiot Soviet Union. And we got, screw you guys, all right? Screw you assholes tweeting that, for Christ's sake, all right? I'm giving shout-outs for tweets, and you're making Twitter names trying to make a jag-off out of me, you freaking fruit bowls. Anyway, and for you folks that are unaware, you're just tuning in right now, go to my Twitter account, Ghost Politics, right there on the screen, Ghost Politics, and retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account. It is an anti-Anthony Weiner campaign that we're trying to pull on Twitter. That's what we're doing. We're trying to spread it around like wildfire and force that son of a bitch to resign. Anyway, not to get off on Weiner here, but we are talking about Bashar al-Assad and his forces killing his own people. Another 24 dead today. Unfreaking believable, and we cannot forget how many people are dying out there. We can't just, turn our backs to it and just pretend like it's not happening. And I'm going to continue to talk about it as long as this asshole Bashar al-Assad is continuously in power. Let's take another call. 000, you're on the horn. You're taking too long. We got Army Jack. What's up?
That's gay. That's correct. Stop it.
Shove your 65-year-old prostate-infected Howard Stern soundboard up your ass. 985, you're on the air.
Niggers.
And you're winning after that? I mean, it's just, Jesus Christ, man. I hope you get cancer of the cock. Get him off. Get this here. Get him off. Stupid moron. Shooting Star Productions, what's up? You're a Mexican. I know you're a Mexican. Admit it. Admit it. You're a Mexican. Stop it. Didn't I tell you idiots to cease and desist with these goddamn soundboards already? All right? Enough. Enough. Enough, you idiots. And stop those goddamn YouTube videos of me, too, for Christ's sake. I'm sick of them. This is the last warning for you idiots. I'm telling you, you idiots are in hot water with me when it comes to this goddamn soundboards and these YouTube videos. You idiots are in hot water. Here's my good buddy Keith. What's up?
I ever tell you about the time my buddy Keith got rolled by a gator in a swamp? Man, he didn't agonize it or nothing. We were just trying to grab two so we could piss him off and get him into a fight. Well, anyway.
Hey, Swamp Man, we cannot hear you. You've got the mic shoved so far up your anal passage, we can hear your voice echo through your colon hole. I mean, Jesus Christ, get this idiot off. Stop shopping for computers at the Salvation Army, for Christ's sake, you deliverance squeal like a pig boy, Crocodile Dundee wannabe cum gurgler. Jesus Christ, who else we got going on over here, man? I mean, it's the same schmucks, man. The same schmucks that are calling every time with their hands up, for Christ's sake. That same schmuck from 310 that, yeah, Ghost, can I trade my Pikachu? And then it's 304 with his lame-ass crap. Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter. Once again, we were talking about Bashar al-Assad. He's continuing to kill his own people, this despotic, disgusting ass clown that needs to be targeted for termination. He continues to kill his people, even though he claimed that he was giving amnesty to the political prisoners out there in an attempt to quash the unrest. Obviously, it didn't happen. But anyway, folks, we are in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, folks, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Please retweet the broadcast, all right? Go around, spread it around like wildfire out there. Go to the forums. Go to the social networks. Go to the blogs. There's all kinds of little buttons underneath the player. There's a little tweet this button. There's a Facebook like button. Press that goddamn Facebook like button. I know you all got Facebooks, ass clowns. All right, share this buttons. Not to mention, folks, we've got an embed this option where you can actually embed a true capitalist player on your blog, on your social networking site, and actually simulcast the broadcast from your location to the world. I kid you not. You can actually relay the broadcast if you just cut and paste the true capitalist players. All right? I mean, unfreaking believable. All right? Not to mention, folks, that you can hear this on your phone. You can hear this on your goddamn iPad. I mean, there should be no reason why you're missing the live broadcast, all right? I mean, if you're at work, well, put a goddamn Bluetooth headset in your ear, all right? Anyway, let me move on. We got Mahmoud Ahmadinejad in Iran. We talked about him being voted to court by the parliament and by the Ayatollah. We talked about it yesterday. There is a power struggle within the country of Iran. It's bureaucracy versus theocracy. The supreme leaders and the clerics out there, the theocracy that's in charge, is starting to lose its grip on authority to the bureaucracy that it created in an attempt to, I guess, bamboozle the people into believing that they actually had some kind of a vote. Well, now that bureaucracy has taken a life of its own, you had Ahmadinejad fire a whole bunch of people from the Iranian cabinet, one of which was the oil minister of Iran, and lo and behold, he put himself as the oil minister, for Christ's sake. And you have this the Ayatollah and the clerics telling the parliament to vote to take Ahmadinejad, the president of Iran, to court for violating whatever constitution they're claiming that he's violating. Well, anyway, today, right now, we've got Ahmadinejad naming some kind of a quote-unquote caretaker. All right, some kind of a quote-unquote caretaker for the oil ministry. Now he's getting a little scared, old Ahmadinejad. Huh? He's afraid that He may get killed for treason now because he turned his back on the Ayatollah. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't have happened to a better person. The next person that needs to die is the Ayatollah. All right? That's the next person that needs to die. Woo! Anyway, let's take some more calls here. We got the Berserker. Some Berserker on the horn. What's up?
I ever tell you about the time me and Keith snuck a...
we don't want to hear that stupid, dumb, redneck nonsense, all right? KDR, what's up?
Kanye
Jesus Christ. I mean, you see, no personalities, just nothing but a bunch of goddamn jerk nuts playing soundboards, and anybody with any kind of a voice that tries to sputter out a sentence fragment, I mean, they sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, man. The absolute pussification of the American male has been implemented, and you can witness it right here on the True Capitalist Radio Show every goddamn Monday through Friday, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, it seems like each and every male that calls in, I mean, good God, they sound like they're hanging out at the same club that Boy George is hooking up in, for Christ's sake. I mean, good. I mean, what has happened to this country, for Christ's sake? I remember when you were born with a pair of cock and balls, you used them, all right? You used them to kick ass and take names. I mean, you didn't, let people in the exit-only hole on the other side? Are you kidding me? What's your problem out here? Jesus Christ, I mean, you've seen the America nowadays. You've seen these males under the age of 30, for Christ's sake. I mean, the feminine vernacular that's sputtered out of their damn cheese hole, the prominent feminine physical features on these young kids, for Christ's sake. What the hell is going on here? What the hell is going on here, for Christ's sake? Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm jaded, man. I'm jaded. I mean, every time I do this show, I'm trying to amplify the capitalist idealism throughout the international community. I mean, each time I come on here, I'm hoping to spark some synapses in those that are actually listening, that are actually thinking. I mean, I get jaded when I see the amount of ignorance on this goddamn chat room. I mean, I'm depressed. I can't believe that we're just supposed to just sit here and allow these goddamn losers to jeopardize civility. I mean, I can't believe this crap. Can somebody, where's my drink? Where's my goddamn drink, for Christ's sake? Give me my goddamn drink, you sick son of a Christ. Give me my drink. Jesus Christ. Oh, feels good. Oh man, it feels good when you got a goddamn Johnny Walker Blue Label. I mean, at $30 a sip, baby, you gotta love it. Woo! I feel better now. I feel better. I'm not gonna let you losers, get under my skin anymore. All right. I mean, it's just a fact of life that I'm gonna have to live with. That most of the males under the age of 30 are just fruity. I mean, you hear it every time they call up. I mean, I'm surprised at the amount of fruit bowls that listen to my show, for Christ's sake. I didn't realize that True Capitalist Radio had a gay contingent that was so large, for Christ's sake. We've been talking about that for the past several days, folks. We've been taking notice here at the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, the amount of fruity bastards, the amount of people that are taking it up the poop chute and muff diving that actually listen to the True Capitalist Radio Show. I did not know. I had no idea that yours truly was this popular within the fruit bowl community. I mean, I couldn't believe it. But I'm not going to negate their listener base. I'm not going to negate what they spend money on, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break. And every time that I've taken a break this week, we have put on a fruit bowl song to commemorate all the fruity bastards that are listening in right now, tickling their ass cracks, to a naked picture of Ricky Martin's butthole. All right, I mean, all these idiots that call up and sound like this.
Hi, Ghost. How you doing? I just want to see your toolbox, Ghost. Oh, you look so good.
I mean, these fruity bastards that sound like that. All right, I didn't realize. I mean, look, let's just take a couple more callers and you'll see what I'm talking about, all right? You'll see what I'm talking about. All right? Jeff Jackson, what's up?
See you face to face.
Of course, you're not gonna use your voice. Hey, here's a perfect one. 310, what's up? Go ahead, talk, 310. Come on. Now, he don't want to talk because he knows that he sounds like a fruit bowl now. You see what I'm saying? I mean, he doesn't want to talk because he knows he sounds like a goddamn fruit bowl, for Christ's sake, all right? Now, this is what we're going to do. We're going to continue on our playing fruit bowl music week that we've been conducting here on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. Yesterday we played Depeche Mode. What the hell was it called? Depeche Mode. I forgot. Was it Strange Love? One of those stupid songs. I have no idea. I don't listen to gay music. The day before that, oh yeah, World in My Eyes. There you go. Yeah. I will show you the world in my eyes. Yeah, that's what it was. We played that yesterday. The day before yesterday, we played a song that is in a clip in one of my favorite movies, American Psycho, by New Order, called "True Faith." I wish the days I never thought that the day would ever come. I'm a fruity ass bastard. Well, today we're going to continue with that. All right, we're going to continue with that, but before we do, please, folks, please follow me on Twitter, all right? Don't be an ass clown. I mean, it's not hard to follow somebody on Twitter. Ghost Politics is the name to follow, right there on the chat room board there, folks. Ghost Politics, follow me on Twitter. And now, without any further ado, I'm going to take a quick break, folks. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about the other subject matters, and who knows, maybe a prank call. I don't know. It's up to you, baby. Anyway, this next song is definitely a song for the gay contingent. Okay, now it's not like I listen to this stuff. Okay, the only reason I know about this particular band here or this particular group is because when I was a conservative, we actually went out and protested this particular group from performing in the area. We went out and tried to protest these sick, sadistic nimrods, and unfortunately, it wasn't very successful. But they still went on with the show because the shows that this group puts on, believe it or not, are completely XXX rated. All right, this group is a group of homosexuals and bull dykes. Out of Germany, if I'm not mistaken. And let me tell you, if you know Germany's pornographic industry, you can just imagine the kind of nonsense that they were putting out as risque, gay, homo-erotica music. But anyway, without any further ado, folks, let me go ahead and put on the song that the homosexual community loves. As a matter of fact, this is a group that the homosexual community loves. They actually dyke out on stage. They chew each other up the ass in the audience during this show. It's not a show that you want to be going to. It's pretty bad. Anyway, engineer, you got the damn song ready? All right. Without any further ado, folks, this is Lords of Acid. Believe it or not, that's the real name, Lords of Acid. And the name of the song is I Sit on Acid. So, I kid you not, that's a real song, man, all right? Hey, engineer, play that crap. Play it to begin to play it now. Play it now. Darling, come here, fuck me up here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, real class act demo, huh?
You're listening to Ghost on True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
Like I said, that right there is for the fruity contingent that listens to the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, folks. And let me tell you, we know we got a fruity contingent because listen to the fruit bowls that are calling up, for Christ's sake. I mean, the feminine vernacular, all right? The feminine vernacular.
Oh, yeah, I like Lords of Acid. I actually like that song, I Sit on Acid, that you just played. I like it. I liked it. I want to sit on your face. I want to sit on your face.
Can you believe this crap? This is America. This was produced in this garbage America, for Christ's sake, man. Unfreaking believable. Jesus Christ, I almost want to be sick. I mean, I'm just getting... Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, man. I'm just thinking about what the hell part goes on in that concert from Lords of Acid. I mean, oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, it's sick, man. I mean, just imagining all the damn fruitness that's happening out there, smelling up the whole place like butt crack, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, where's my drink? Give me a drink, for Christ's sake, man. God damn it. There we go. Yeah. Let's take some more calls, for Christ's sake. Before we, took a break there, we were talking about Mahmoud Ahmadinejad of Iran appointing an oil caretaker after being voted to court by the parliament at the direction of the Ayatollah. Once again, bureaucracy versus theocracy. I want to talk a little bit about now the FBI investigating the Gmail attacks that happened, I think, sometime last year, where according to the FBI, the origin of the attacks were in China, and the attackers were trying to gain access to certain people's Gmail accounts that were related to political activists in China, political figures in America, so on and so forth. I mean, definitely a political hack. And now you have the FBI investigating whether or not it was the Chinese government attempting to, infiltrate the system of Google, because lest we not forget that Google last year took its headquarters out of China. Google no longer does business with China because of, a supposed mix-up in ideology in the humanitarian interpretation of civilization, supposedly. But now the FBI is investigating whether or not it was the actual Chinese Communist government that attempted to infiltrate Google's account systems to try to gain access to emails belonging to United States senators, congressmen, activists of China, individuals within the borders of China that are emailing certain groups. It's just sick, man. I can't believe that China is going to sit over here trying to, play the capitalist game under its communist rules one hand, and then sit here and try to, slap us in the back with an act of war like a cyber attack on the other. I want to hear what you have to say about it. 714, you there?
Yes, I am. Texas is gay, nothing but steers and queers.
What's going on, man?
Nothing but steers and queers.
That's it? Jesus Christ. That's you waited online for like 30 minutes to sputter out a sentence fragment like that, for Christ's sake? I mean, some of you people need to get laid, man. Seriously. Some of you people really need to get laid, for Christ's sake. Anyway, once again, I'm really upset at this Gmail attack by China. You know that yours truly isn't a big fan of the Communist government of China, although I think that the Jasmine Revolution that recently happened, and believe me, the Communist government of China cracked down on that, it is loosening up the grips slightly of totalitarianism within the confines of the communist system, but it's just not enough, in my personal opinion, and I'm sure to most Chinese residents that are under the totalitarian regime, I'm sure they think the same way. But once again, this is an act of war, I think, if China is going to sit here and try to gain access to Gmail accounts that happen to belong to United States politicians, groups that, aid the political refugees in China that are being denied just simple human rights. This is what was specifically attacked by these goddamn Chinese hackers. And I think that it's an act of war, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? My personal opinion. But before we get into anything else, you know that any time that I try to discuss anything in opposition of Chinese or the Chinese government, I have to bring in a representative of the Communist government of China because Blog Talk Radio actually broadcasts into China. And as a result, the only way Blog Talk Radio can go and broadcast into China is if they have a communist representative call in and give a rebuttal to everything that I'm saying right here, right now. So without any further ado, folks, Mr. Fortune Cookie, are you there, sir?
You see, you motherfucker out there talking garbage about the communist government in China. You need to realize, motherfucker, that Chinese government own you, America, motherfucker. If we want to break into Gmail account, we can do that, motherfucker. We can do that. We own you, motherfucker. You owe us a lot of money because you motherfucker continue to spend money like you're Zsa Zsa Gabor shopping for shoes, motherfucker. That's right. So all you American motherfuckers sit here talking garbage about the communist government of China. You continue talking that garbage, we're not going to take it very lightly. Yes. We're not going to take it very lightly, motherfucker. And we're going to find out who you are. And then we're going to find you. We're going to stick a chopstick right up your asshole. Motherfucker. So I don't want to hear nothing about this garbage about the FBI talking about China hacking the Gmail account. I don't want to hear that crap, motherfucker. I don't want to hear it. You can stick FBI right up your asshole. We don't care about the FBI. We own the FBI, motherfucker. Our government bonds pays FBI salary. Don't you understand that, motherfucker? We own all you motherfuckers. And I tell you this one time, I tell you again. Everybody asks why we do what we do. Well, I tell you why we do what we do. We do it for Chairman Mao. We do it for Chairman Mao. We do it for Chairman Mao. Now you make that a lesson to you, motherfucking American motherfucker. Don't talk garbage about communist government again, and you tell FBI you better watch yourself or we cut salary tomorrow. We have you working in Alaska looking for the latest seal, the Sarah Palin Club with a dumb, stupid Alsatian club, motherfucker. I have nothing else to say. I am Mr. Fortune Cookie. Thank you very much. All right, get him off. Get him off, for Christ's sake. Good God. But as you can see, the Communist government of China could give two rats' asses that the FBI is investigating on whether or not Chinese hackers belonging to the Communist government of China actually hacked Gmail accounts. As you can see, communist government could care less, and they own us. I mean, you heard it right from the communist representative's mouth. All right, they own us, and we have a government right now debating on the debt ceiling. You've got the right claiming that they're trying to be tax cutters when they're just cutting purely cosmetic garbage, and you've got the people on the left
claiming that they're saving programs. We're saving America by saving programs when inevitably they're trying to save the spending that has got us in this predicament to begin with. Jesus Christ. Anyway, 646-652-4869. What does everybody think about Chairman Mao up in this piece? What's up, 518? What up, man?
Hey, how's it going, Ghost?
How's it going?
Yeah, I mean, first, I want to ask you if you think the Chinese are the ones who hacked Wiener's Twitter account and sent that nasty photo.
No, absolutely not. I've said this at the beginning of the program, and as a matter of fact, for the folks that are just tuning in right now, we are having a mass tweet on trying to get Anthony Weiner, resign from office because we know that he was the one that didn't know the difference between direct message and then throwing the little @ symbol and, throwing a tweet peek attack. I mean, this guy just did not know Twitter. He was an idiot, all right? He was a moron, and instead of admitting that he was a moron and he was being, unscrupulous and, he had a potential indiscretion, he's sitting here lying. He hired a lawyer to just completely lie to the American people. He's being completely evasive. And no, I don't think anybody hacked Representative Anthony Weiner's Twitter account. I think he thought that he was sending a private picture to this bimbo in Washington, Seattle, Washington, 21-year-old student, ethnic, of course, black. He's got jungle fever. He's got jungle fever. And he got caught, everybody was watching him. BigGovernment.com had him followed, and right when he tweeted it, I'm sure they got it on their damn cell phone. They got it on whatever device that they are following this guy in, and they're like, what the hell is this? They put it right on their blog, and, Weiner tried to cover it up. It's obvious. It's obvious he tried to cover it up because he erased the tweet. Not to mention that for some reason the woman that he sent it to just conveniently closed down her Facebook account, closed down her goddamn Twitter account. He did it himself. He needs to resign from office right now. And let me tell you something right now, folks. If you are new right now to the program, folks, go to my Twitter account. All right, Ghost Politics. I'm gonna post it up right now on the chat room. Ghost Politics is the name. Retweet the first tweet on that account right there. Retweet the first tweet. We are a massive Twitter demand that Anthony Weiner resign from power. He's too long has he been a pompous ass, waving his finger in our faces, stating that, I'm a liberal, I know better. Right now we've got about, who we got? We got almost 50 people. We got 50 people who've tweeted. I want to say what's up to the last people that have tweeted. Niagara Roll, Iron Curtain, Ghost, shove it up your ass, that guy. So that other idiot, too. We got JW. We got some idiot named Socialist. We got some bimbo named Communist Mom. We got a lot of people retweeting this. 50 people. We need more people. More people to retweet this right now. I'll give you a shout-out right now if you're retweeting this, for Christ's sake. It is a massive attempt at trying to let these people know that we don't want Anthony Weiner in office any longer, and he needs to resign, and he needs to do it now. All right? He needs to do it now. And he better do it. He better do it quick, for Christ's sake. Anyway, once again, Ghost Politics is the name to follow right there, folks. There it is. Hook it up. All right? Hook it up. Ghost Politics doesn't have a virus. Kick that asshole out of here for saying that, you stupid, dumb moron. Stupid idiot. It's a Twitter account, you idiot. Stupid moron. Anyway, hold on. I got to kick a lot of people out of here, folks. Hold on just one second. These idiots just getting on my nerves. So let me just clean house real quick, and then we'll move on and take some calls here. All right, let's just clean house. Who else is talking garbage in here? Let me scroll up. Who else was talking garbage in here? All right, that's enough. All right, here we go. Let's another one starting to talk garbage. Just kick them all out. Kick them all out. Anyway, let me see if anybody's retweeted here in the past minute or so. Yeah, we got a couple of people who've tweeted. Vince in the Bay, what's going on, Vince in the Bay? We got Ben over there. What's going on, Ben? And we got a couple more. We have 52 people have tweeted. Anthony Weiner, we don't want you. Get out. All right, get out of office. Get out. Get out now. Get out. Piece of crap. Anyway, let me go ahead and let me take some calls here. I'm sorry, folks. Let me go ahead and talk. Who we got? Hey, 408, you're on the horn.
Yo, what's up, Ghost? It's Goofy Bone.
Hey, what's up, Goofy Bone, man? Just give her a bone. What's up, man? It's good to hear from you. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good, Ghost. I don't know why, this Weiner prick was born in Brooklyn. And, I mean, he should know what smarts are. I mean, come on. What are these idiotic people in Congress nowadays and in office want to take pictures like there's some 21-year-old punk trying to get laid on Facebook? You know what I mean? It's like, are you really serious? Do you really
I have no idea. I mean, look, I played the clip. I played a clip earlier of Charles Schumer, basically giving his own interpretation of the three branches of government. And I was using that as proof that these bureaucrats don't know shit from Shinola. They're stupid. They know nothing. They know nothing, for Christ's sake. I mean, here, one more time for the engineer. Throw on Chuck Schumer one more time. There, one more time.
So
Here's
I would
Chuck
urge
Schumer.
my Republican
Three branches of government.
no matter how strongly they feel. We have three branches of government. We have a House, we have a Senate, we have a President, and all three of us are going to have to come together and give some.
You hear that? I mean, a House, a Senate, and a presidency. And this is a guy who's been in government for over 30 years, for Christ's sake, man. So I'm suggesting, and I suggested this before the media caught on to it, that Anthony Weiner did not get hacked. And this guy just screwed up. He didn't know the difference between a direct message and amplifying the message to his whole goddamn Twitter following. And he screwed up. And instead of fessing up to it and saying, I screwed up. I sent a picture of my wiener to some broad. I got jungle fever a little bit. She had one of those nice, tribal asses that I've always wanted. And, I screwed up. I'm sorry. I didn't break the law. I didn't do nothing. Now I got to go answer this wife I got. And, I'd like to be by myself now. But no, he didn't do that. This guy, first of all, he lied and said that he was hacked. So first of all, he lied. Secondly, he lied that, and it was completely evasive, that he, didn't want to talk about it. He didn't want to have anything to do with it when they started realizing that he didn't call for an investigation by the FBI, NYPD, or the Washington, D.C. PD, all right? Then, today, after talking with his lawyers, he hired lawyers, 2 days ago, after talking to his lawyer, he realized now he can legally say that he did not email that woman in question a pic of his crotch, because under the legal ramifications, he really didn't do it. He actually sent it to everybody. So that's why he's denying that he sent it to that woman, but he's not denying that the pic of that wiener is not his. He's not denying that. He is not denying that. And that's why I'm saying this guy is being a weasel. He's being a scoundrel. He's being your typical liberal trash, a hypocritical liar, and he needs to resign, man. He needs to resign.
I mean, come on, the weasel, he got caught. Look at him. I mean, I don't know if you've seen him. He looks like when you put out a hot dog wiener outside for about a week and he's all shriveled up. That's what this guy looks like.
I mean, no kidding, man. But have you seen the guys following by any chance? I mean, who this guy is following, not the followers, who he's following. I mean, a lot of young women there, a lot of young women that he himself is following. I think that's also rather precarious. A lot of young, fairly attractive bimbos there.
Well, you know what, Ghost? I mean, bimbos come a dime a dozen, but I was wondering, where did the other three branches of government, like, the legislative and executive and the judicial, where did they go? Are these people just throwing out nonsense things because they think that America's so stupid and they totally forgot what the three branches of government are? I mean, What the hell?
This is how bureaucrats are. I've been saying this for 5 years, Goofy Bone, man. I've been telling these idiots that these idiots in Washington, not only are they soulless cash whores, but they're stupid, and they don't care about anything but their own campaign contribution accounts. And I've been saying for the longest time that it's time for, well, this is when I was a conservative, back in the old conservative days, that the American people need to rise up and start voting these people out of office. I'm starting to realize that that's not going to happen. So it's now time for the capitalists, the individuals that fund this government, that bankroll these entitlements, that funded these ridiculous bailouts. It's time for us to take power. It's time for us to assert our authority. And for anybody to somehow debate that as evil or bad is ridiculous. We're the ones who fund this crap. You know, I mean, come on.
Good. Well, I mean, you know what? The funny thing is that they're taking our taxpayers' dollars. They're not getting rid of these idiots. I mean, Wiener, what? He's been there since what? 92, 93, I think, somewhere around there. I mean,
he's been in politics for a while, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, but I mean, when he was, wasn't he like a member of some district of some shit in New York or something like that?
You know, I really didn't really give two rats' asses about him until he became this overtly vocal ass clown on the liberal side on the federal level, and started trying to be evasive in his language. I mean, you know, every time that you put this guy in front of a camera and somebody asks him a question, he doesn't answer it. He did what he tried to do yesterday in front of the reporters and being evasive and splitting hairs. And it's ridiculous, man. This guy's a public servant. How is this asshole supposed to dictate what we, the people, are supposed to talk about? That's how these liberals think, man. They're scumbags, man. I can't stand these pieces of crap.
Well, I'm trying to think of the new three branches of government. I mean, already the president's a fail. What was the other one? I totally forgot.
He said, you're talking about Charles Schumer. He said there's three branches of government. There's a House, there's a Senate, and there's a presidency. That's what Charles Schumer believes is the government.
Yeah. Oh God, you know, kids, do your social studies and understand what the hell our three branches of government are. Don't listen to idiotic people like him. What is it? Executive, legislative, and judicial.
Those are the three branches of government, man. That's textbook 5th grade, man. I don't know what the hell's going on, man. Anyway, thanks a lot, Goofy Bone, man. We ain't got that much time, man, and I want to get through all these subject matters and then maybe, do some shout-outs. I missed some shout-outs yesterday, and, I want to get to those, man. So I want to talk a little bit about also the new dinner plate nutrition program. For all the folks that are unaware, we're changing the whole food pyramid garbage and what's deemed healthy and what isn't healthy and so on and so forth. I mean, did anybody really care to begin with about the food pyramid and this and that? No, they didn't. They still went out. They ate at the dollar menu. They got fat in the ass. Now we got a supposed obese epidemic. You know what I'm saying? So, who really gives a crap? It's no longer the pyramid. It's now the new food plate program. Yeah, you can actually go to, what is it, myplate.gov or something? I kid you not. You can actually go to myplate.gov and figure out, based upon whatever data they're trying to accumulate about you, what plate of food would be suitable for your nutritional value. I mean, can you believe this? I mean, haven't you noticed, folks, that all this new idealism of, you got to eat healthy, you got to eat greens, you got to eat vegetables. Haven't you noticed that they're trying to wean people off of, like, the actual food that gives you energy to continue to be productive, like meat? Beef, not meat. We talked about that earlier. Anybody who sells 2 all-meat patties in a burger is probably selling, who the hell knows, horse meat, kangaroo meat, because anybody who sells cow has to label cow beef, not meat, beef. So make sure the next time that you see a burger that's advertised and they say, hey, 2 all-meat patties, baby, that could be kangaroo meat, for Christ's sake. Beef is the cow, all right? Always remember that. Beef is the cow. But anyway, it's no coincidence that they're trying to brainwash people, the government's trying to brainwash people into believing that, hey, you can feed yourselves, whatever it is in your garden, and you'll be just fine, and you can get through the day with the same amount of productivity. No, you can't, you idiot. I mean, we're a biological machine. We need protein. We eat meats. We need chicken. We need cow, for Christ. We need this crap. No, but the government's trying to tell us now that, no, we need to eat like a freaking rabbit. And that's supposed to, give us a long, healthy life. Malarkey, all right? Malarkey. Anyway, I don't want to give that too much time, man. I actually want to go into a new political party, folks, that's transpiring in America today. And I kid you not, folks, you see, this goes to show all you ass clowns that I am not a racist. Yeah, okay. Sure, some of the racial parodies that I put forth on this broadcast, are a little bit on the racially sensitive side. But once again, a cliche is a cliche because it's obviously that the majority of the group being described is that cliche. Now, let me report to you the latest party that's coming out in opposition to the Tea Party. Believe it or not. The new Tequila Party, Holmes. That's right, the Tequila Party. Oh, yeah. Arriba. It is the new Tequila Party. That's right. All of the Mexicanos to come together and have tequila and it'll be political, Holmes. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to recruit people to go out and vote for the people that we want to vote for them. And we're calling ourselves the Tequila Party, oh, the Tequila. That's right, dude. Let tequila, we're the Tequila Party, oh. Woo! You're doing the dance, you're doing the conjunto dance, the Tequila Party. Tequila Party, oh. Anyway, shut it off. Now, I know there's a lot of people in here saying that, I'm racist, I'm this. That's actually happening in today's America, believe it or not. Look it up for yourself, you idiots. The Tequila Party is coming to a town near you. I kid you not, and Mexicans are falling for this. All right? I know you thought I was being racist. That's a real party that's happening, folks. The Mexicans are backing this up. They think it's a great day. They're like, that's right, dude. They're going to the Tequila Party. The Tequila Party. I can't believe it. Unfreaking believable, man. Anyway, Shaquille O'Neal's retiring. Who gives a crap? He was a foul-ridden piece of garbage that the refs never called any fouls on. He would push his fat body shoulder into the sternum of the defender, back him up like 5 feet, and then make the shot. I mean, and they would never call offensive foul. He's a piece of crap. He's a fat body. I'm glad his wife left him. I'm glad he's sitting over there with his Peter Popper in his hand, not knowing what to do. I'm glad he can't play his fat self into shape. You're done. You're over. And anybody who tries to commemorate Shaquille O'Neal as a great addition or some kind of great contribution to basketball is ridiculous. All right, I spit on goddamn Shaquille O'Neal. Pwah! You piece of crap. And before we take one more call or do a prank call, I want to get to the story out of China. And we should have asked Mr. Fortune Cookie about this, but unfortunately, he's gone and probably eating a bowl of rice or something. But a 17-year-old boy out of China actually sold his kidney so that he could buy an iPad. Oh, isn't that great, folks? He sold his kidney for 20,000 yuan, which is $3,000 for his organ so that he could buy an iPad. The 17-year-old boy is quoted as saying, I wanted to buy an iPad too, but could not afford it. A broker contacted me on the internet and said he could help me sell one kidney for 20,000 yuan. And this idiot took it. I mean, give me a break, for Christ's sake. Oh, but he's not feeling very good. He's not feeling very well, and he's kind of regretting it. No kidding. You gave a goddamn kidney for some stupid electronic widget, you stupid moron. Jesus Christ, what a buffoon. Anyway, let's take a couple more callers here. 404, what's up?
Yo, what's up, Ghost?
Hey, what's going on, man? Good to hear from you.
What's up? Oh, yeah, about that story, I meant to comment on earlier, whatever. But with that Eric Holder guy. That guy.
Yeah, go for it. Eric Holder wanting crackheads on the street. Yeah, go for it.
It's just so hypocritical, the fact that he wants to take away states' rights for marijuana. I don't think he cares about states' rights. It's obvious that he doesn't care about states' rights. And the whole, with the crackhead thing, man, you don't want those guys on the streets. You were saying the whole, I suck your dick. But those crackheads, man, you have two people that come in your house to steal from you. You got the smart people, you got the criminals that come in while you're gone, and they think about it and they take your shit. And you got the crackheads that come at midnight or 3 a.m., come to your house and take your shit and kill your family if you're not protected. And those guys on the streets, the crime rates are going to go way up.
Hey, but this is Eric Holder. This is liberal policy here. This guy will pursue people that are participating in consuming medicinal marijuana within the legal confines of their states. He will use the federal government to supersede the state and the people's voice and prosecute those that are consuming marijuana, and yet this guy wants to release crackheads in the street. I mean, this is just inconsistency at its worst here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. Hey, I wanted to get out of...
Yeah, go ahead. You want to give a shout-out? Man, I got 10 minutes left. Go for it.
Yeah. I got a little nephew or whatever, and he was talking to me, and it turns out he's one of the kids that's trolling you, and he was telling me about it. I'm going to get him back. He's like a little 9-year-old kid. He told me his name. You probably know him from the chat room. He's getting mad that I'm telling you about this. You know, Smell My Poop in the chat room?
Yeah.
That's my little 9-year-old nephew. He told me about it. He told me what his screen name was in there.
Oh, my God.
Can you believe that?
Well, no, it's a small world after all, isn't it? It's a small world after all, with a 9-year-old on my balls. Anyway, let me give some shout-outs, man, before it gets too late here. We got one anal cruncher, one anal cruncher or something, 2 dick... Yeah, you stupid shit. Get those assholes off. Get them off. Get out of here. Trying to make me sound like some idiot. You got some asshole named AIDS for breakfast. We got alcoholic. We got Amanda. We got anal corn nuggets. We got anal spelunker. We got Annan9369. We got area code 304. We got ARL Net. What's going on, ARL Net? We got Ben in the house. We got Blaze Blunts, Blues 111. We got Bon Shack Wish on Mekaleka High like a Heidi Ho. I can't pronounce it. We got Bro Chillington. We got Buster Hyman. We got Campin' Core. We got Chairman Mao. We got Check My Doubles. We got Christopher Pools Closed. We got Cuntface. I mean, these are real names, folks. If you're listening to the broadcast on the archives, these are the idiots that are coming into the show. I kid you not. We got Dick Burns. What's up? We got Dick's... Oh, Jesus. Get that asshole out of here. Get him out. Jesus Christ. We got Dog Fort. We got Donald Weber. We got Ejac Ulady, whatever the hell it's called. We got Elaine Dover. We got Evil Capitalist. We got I Love Russia. Get that asshole out. Get him out. Get that asshole out there for tricking me into saying that crap. Get out. Piece of garbage. We got Fook. Get that asshole out there. Get that stupid sack of crap out of here, for Christ's sake. Anyway, we got Fruit Bowl. We got Future DMB. We got Generic Dude 22. Kick that asshole after Generic Dude. Kick him out. Kick that asshole. Keep kicking him out. Kick him out of here. Kick him out. Kick the other. Keep kicking those goats out. Kick the goats out of here. We got Gauge Taz. We got Gog Magog. We got Goofy Bone. We got all the guests up in the house. What's going up to all the guests going on, man? Hey, follow me on Twitter, guests, all right? And not to mention, retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account. We're trying to have a Twitter protest in hopes of getting Anthony Show My Wiener Over the Internet Wiener to resign from his post at being a representative of the New York City, whatever he is. I mean, whatever district he is. Haley 90, what's going on? We got Harry Cunt. Get this in. Get him off! We got Huge Ass, you silly. Get that asshole out of here, for Christ's sake. We got Hyper In. We got I Love Anime. I Propane. I'm Writer User. Ion Vash. Ivana Hamp. You idiot. Get that other idiot out of here, too, for Christ's sake. I don't appreciate these fruity names, for Christ's sake. I don't appreciate this crap. We got Gems93. What's up, Gems? We got John Brand in the house. We got Kyle Monero. We got Matt12. We got Mac Kids. We got Mike Literis. Mike, you sick son of a bitch. Get him out! Get that other idiot out! Get him out, for Christ's sake! Get him out of here! Anyway, we got Mud Tips. We got Niagara Roll. We got Nay Kurz. Get you silly. Get out! Get those racist sons of bitches out! Get them out! Jesus Christ. We got Nigerian. We got OKU. We got Oliver Kozlov. We've got Overlord Momo. We got Fukuyu. You silly man! What you sons of bitches, man! I'm gonna stop doing this crap. You keep this up, man. I'm kidding you now. I'm gonna stop doing this garbage. All right. We got Poop in My Soup. We got Poop Tickler. Papa Dot. What's going on with Papa Dot? We got Rebecca Collette. We got who else? We got Retarded Commie. Yeah, you can say that again. We got a 9-year-old Smell My Poop that shouldn't even be in this chat room, for Christ's sake. I think you need to go, do your homework or, go play Super Mario Brothers or something. We got So Use. We got Stroll Crotts. Store Crotts. We got Stroke. What's going on, Stroke? We got Todd. We got the Gay 1137. We got the Guy 1137. We got The Truth Is Out There. We got 3ABU. We got Tickle My Pickle. Jesus Christ. We got T Karma. We got Truth in Ads. We got Tazeki. What's going on, Tazeki? We got Oxuma. We got Vince in the Bay. What's going on, Vince in the Bay? We got Wiener. Get that asshole. Get that other idiot out of here, for Christ's sake. And we got Hippie Moose in the house, for Christ's sake. Anyway, we got 4 minutes left. Somebody give me a quick number here, really quick, man, so we can at least try to see if we can squeeze in some kind of prank call here. Hurry up. Hurry up. Somebody hurry up and do it, man. Here it is. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Here, we got somebody else. We got somebody else here. Let's see what we got. All right, we got somebody. Let's see what this is. And this better be LOL-worthy. If not, I'm going to expose your name, and everybody will kind of blame you for being the killer of LOLs. All right? Let's do this. Engineer, you got it? Let's do it. We got to hurry up here.
Hello?
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 Yeah, did somebody just call over here?
I don't think so. Who is this?
Well, I don't really want to say, sir, but I just came home and I found my grandmother in a corner, just shivering, shaking. She wet herself. I asked her what's happening, what went wrong here, and she said somebody called her and gave her a horrific death threat. And what I'm doing is calling back the last number I have on the caller ID here, and I want to know what's going on. Sir, are you there, or are you the culprit of this, or?
No.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, do you have a kid? Do you have somebody in the house that's messing around with a phone? I mean, I've got a grandmother here in a puddle of her own piss over here. I've got to clean up because she answered the phone and some ass clown decided to give her a death threat. She doesn't even want to go into a room anymore. She doesn't even want to be strapped down in the bed like she usually does because she's afraid that somebody's going to come in and kill her ass.
Well, I'm sorry, but I have no idea how
the
hell.
Sir, I've got your number, okay, and I've called your number, and I'm just asking, is there a kid? Is there some unscrupulous character there? Is there somebody that's trying to play a game? Do you know me by any chance? Do you know me by any chance?
I have no idea. This is my cell phone.
My name's E-Bomb. My name's E-Bomb 4chan. Do you know me?
E-Bomb 4chan.
Do you know me by any chance?
I have no idea who you are.
I'm just saying, sir, I'm a little upset that you're trying to be evasive with me. It sounds like you're trying to curb some sort of responsibility for this. I don't appreciate it, and I want to know if you're responsible, at least give me an apology before I go to the authorities.
Well, there's no reason to go to the authorities, like, if I haven't even done anything, like, honestly.
Sir,
like, I have no idea.
My grandmother. Here, let me go into the other room here. Let me go just so you can hear this woman. All right. Let me open up the door here. Jesus Christ! Did you hear that?
Have you guys have any idea what's going on here?
Did you hear this?
Yes,
I have to deal with that, sir. And you're the last person that called. She said somebody called, gave her some kind of a death threat of some sort. I'm just calling back. Is there a kid over there? Is there somebody over there?
I do have a few people over my house at the moment. Yes.
Are y'all drinking, or you doing the pot?
We had a few drinks, and that's about it.
Oh man, that's horrible. Well, sir, let me go tend to this old bag of mine. I just want you to know, do you happen to know Ghost by any chance?
Yeah, I was just kidding the whole time, Ghost. Your show sucks.
Well, so does your mother, too, so she's over here. She wants to, get butt whipped. All right? Anyway, that was it. Anyway, that idiot right there was Elendover, all right? Elendover, and you can call this bastard at area code 207 34. Oh man. Anyway, that was horrible. I mean, that was no lulls whatsoever. Anyway, I'm out of here, folks. I'm going somewhere else. It's Friday tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if I'm even going to have a show tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's summertime. There's things to do. I own some properties out here in the coast. I'm thinking about going out there, spending a week, maybe even a couple of weeks out there, spread out in the sun, do some parasailing. I love going parasailing, that sort of thing. So anyway, I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I mean, send me a Twitter. Let me know what's going on, all right? Let me know what I should do here. Because I'm thinking about it. Anyway, once again, the number or the person to follow, the man to follow here is Ghost Politics on Twitter. All right, follow me on Twitter. It'll be the best opportunity to figure out when or if I'm going to do another broadcast. I traditionally do broadcasts Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, Central Standard Time. So everybody, just go out. Let me know what's up. It's summertime, baby. Tomorrow, school's out for summer. Everything's cool, and I just think that maybe I should just take a break a little bit, man. I've been working hard, man. I'm the hardest working man on the internet, baby. I'm the hardest working man on the internet, for Christ's sake, man. I'm out here doing 3 hours a day after, going out there and working all day on the trading futures and the markets and options. I mean, come on, man. I'm the hardest working man in show business, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Jesus Christ. And moreover, all the ass clowns that are out there making YouTube videos about me, shove it up your ass, all right? But I don't know. I may take some time off. I may not. I don't know. Check in tomorrow. Check in with me. Let me know what's going on. blogtalkradio.com/ghost is the name, or is the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. Let me go ahead and post that into the chat room. And once I post that in the chat room, that's where you can get over thousands and thousands of hours of archives of the True Capitalist Radio show, even going back into the True Conservative Radio show back in those days. I mean, that's pretty old school. Anyway, I'm out of here, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in with me. I don't know if I'm going to do a show tomorrow. Let me know. Send me some tweets. As a matter of fact, if you go to my Twitter, retweet the first tweet so we can continue the revolt against Anthony Weiner and force this bastard to resign. All right? I'm out of here. Good night, everybody. Hey!
You've been listening to True Capitalist Radio. The thoughts, views, ideas, comments, and opinions of the host of this show are absolutely his. Catch more live episodes Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30 Central. Or check out archive shows at blogtalkradio.com. True Capitalist Radio.
That's it.
Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.